shalom, shalom. Slocky is doing okay. All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shamp back again. Salakia. I've been dealing with several things. I've been dealing with several things these past few weeks. Just kind of got caught up. Had one of them was I had the construction, the maintenance people for my building. They had to do some construction in my apartment, and had this room was looking jacked up, and they had to dig into the walls. The room was looking jacked up, and I couldn't do the show. It'd look very unpresentable. And last week I had a situation that needed to be handled, couldn't be put off anymore. But otherwise than that, hey, here I am. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I definitely got a show for you guys, and it's dealing with a much important and a much needed topic. And Baba Kashaw, while you guys coming in, please sign off in the chat. Let me know how the sound is going. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and you know what I'm saying. And let's get down to it. So without further ado, it's your brother Shalom. This is your brother Shamal Kassad, giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh and His beloved Son Hamashiach Yahushua. Today is Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. And today's lesson is called Train Up a Child, a guide to raising children in the modern times. As you look on social media and the news, TV, and stuff like that, you see like a lot of stuff going on. You see a lot of stuff going on. You see children being out of pocket, being out of control, being downright menaces, being downright, degenerates, and listen, something needs to be said about it. You know what I'm saying? So, this is where my lesson comes in. You know, this is where the lesson comes in. Make sure all my devices are connected. But yeah, and just give a heads up, a spoiler, not spoiler. I'll give a heads up to everyone that today's show is going to be one of those shows. You know, how can I say this? Today's show is going to be one of those shows where it's very triggering because I have several triggering videos and stories to go over, and some would downright piss you off. Some would downright, I don't know, might make you angry, make you want to cry, or make you actually cry. You know what I'm saying? And it's I have some pointers for parents. Slakia, and let me also say this: that this lesson is not just for parents; it's also for grandparents. Who might assist their children raising children, or grandparents that might have to stand in the gap. Because your children might be, I don't know, incarcerated, might be bugged out, might be in rehab. You know what I'm saying? Might be in MIA. You know what I'm saying? Might be in the spirit world. No heat, no judgment. You know what I'm saying? But like for those, who are standing in the gap for the parents raising children, this is for you too. Foster parents, step parents, this is for you too. Or anyone who may not have kids but want to eventually have them, this is for you too. So shalom, Mother Pora. Hope all is well. And brother Mike Allah. Hope you guys, hope everybody's good. So, without further ado, let's start the show. Let's get my first scripture as I always open up. Okay, all right, Colossians. Wait, hold on. All right, Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Father, giving thanks to the Father, to the Most High, and the Father by Him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, listen, anything that we say or we do in word or in deed needs to be done with the upliftment and the glorification of Hamashiach Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? That's period point blank in everything that we do. You know, so let me read that again. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Father, to the Most High, and the Father by Him. So yeah, got to use that scripture to set the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Put the spirit out there that anything that we are supposed to do as believing Hebrews. And for tonight's lesson, I have 6 points. Count them six. That um that for anyone that's dealing with raising children, of how you should conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? And let's start the show off with point number one. Well, not six. It's seven. It's actually seven. Flock it. So let's start out with point number one. Your child or your children are your responsibility to raise to be fruitful and productive members of society. You know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. The Most High did not just give you your children just for any old reason or for you to mistreat. You know what I'm saying? The Most High gave you your children so that you can raise them up to be fruitful and productive members. You know what I'm saying? And the first scripture is what else? Proverbs 22:6. So let's get that. All right. So that's Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's how you're supposed to train up a child. You know what I'm saying. If you want your child to be fruitful and productive members of society, that's how you're supposed to raise them. You know what I'm saying. A lot of parents like they make the mistake of leaving their kids, to fend for themselves or let the kids raise themselves and all kinds of madness and nonsense, which is completely out of order. You as a parent, as a grandparent, step parent, foster parent, or guardian, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to raising children, you're responsible for raising them. So let's read that again. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So yeah, that's how you supposed, what I'm saying. The Most High gave his wisdom to King Solomon to write this because you are supposed to because you are responsible in raising your children. You are responsible for raising your children. But sad to say that a lot of folks have pretty much lost that, have forgotten that, and how can I say this? They pretty much have gone as far as to take out their life frustrations and stuff like that on their children, which is something I do not co-sign at all. Anybody's doing that, that's wicked as hell. And disclaimer, heads up. Um, some of the stories I'm gonna go through tonight is some real horror stories, and if it's too much for you and you got to click off, I understand. So let me go look from which story I'm gonna bring up. Okay. Like, Slocky, I'm just reading I'm just reading the stories that I have up, and I'm like, what the hell? Okay. Jeez, it's so much I have up. I don't even know where to start. So, but let me just start with the first abomination, which would be right. Let me start with the old story first. Salakia. Wait, did I find it? Wait, wait, damn! I thought I had the story up. Salakia. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. All right. This is the story. I did this. Yeah, I did this. Like my last children's show that I did last year. I did it on this story. This dude that that he was going through. I guess like um custody battle with the mother of his children. So what he did is when it was her time, when it was his time to spend time with his child, he ended up and deleted his own kid, deleted his own seed, which is complete wickedness. And listen, the Mossad is going to destroy people that is like that. So let's listen to the to the news circulation.
A heart-wrenching search for a little boy in the
Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Bronx is over for the night. New York cops fear that little boy is dead after being tossed into the Bronx River by his own father. That father in custody tonight. And Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang talked to that little boy's family.
Scuba teams continued to search in the Bronx River on Tuesday while family members paced anxiously in the rain.
I love them and bring my grandbaby back.
This is Garrison Park in Hunts Point under the Bruckner Expressway. It's feared it has become a watery grave for 2-year-old Montrell Williams. Detectives reportedly
I love them
Like I don't know why the sound keep like cutting in and out. Maybe it's the video or the website, but
and bring my grandbaby back.
This is Garrison Park in Hunts Point under the Bruckner Expressway. It's feared it has become a watery grave for 2-year-old Montrell Williams. Detectives reportedly have surveillance video showing Montrell's father throwing a black bag into the river. Back on May 9th, the 20-year-old father went to his mother's house with his child for a custodial visit. The next day, we understand father and grandmother had a fight. Officials believe the father left with the toddler.
Me and him had a conflict. I'm in my room. My cousin told me that my son took the baby. I went downstairs to chase him. He was gone.
The baby's 17-year-old mother says she too had no idea where her child was. Flash forward to Sunday, June 8th. Almost a month later, the teenage mother says she saw the father and confronted him. He reportedly responded by pulling a knife, but the haunting words he used proved far more cutting. The father allegedly claimed he threw his own child into the river. Police were called, the father was taken into custody, divers dispatched. Why the month long delay for help? The grandmother says she reached out to the police immediately.
I went to the precinct. They didn't help me.
We're still investigating all actions, the actions of the dad, the actions of officers who responded. But right now, our goal is to try to find the child.
The 20-year-old father has not yet been criminally charged. Authorities say he's refused to tell detectives and family court what happened to his toddler. In the Bronx, Lucy Yang, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So yeah, basically for what it later came out that he, pretty much got into a back and forth argument with the mother of his child, I guess over like I guess domestic custody battle or something like that, or maybe she threatened to put on child support, and it's like while the child was in his care, he decided that that's the best way to deal with it, which is a complete abomination. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he's on trial and he gonna get convicted and he's gonna be in prison right where he belongs. And listen, I'm not one to wish bad on anybody, but listen, I just hope when he gets sentenced, I just hope that the men in the prison pretty much take it from there. Because that piece of shit really doesn't belong to he doesn't deserve to live. Period. Point blank. He does not deserve to live. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get into Slakia. It's another point I'm gonna make on that later. But um, for brothers, listen, domestic battles, custody issues, disagreements with the mother, all that stuff is gonna come along. But listen, there's a better way to do that. There's a better way to handle that and not to take your frustrations out on your child. That is completely out of order. Completely out of order. Completely out of order. Which brings me to point number two. Your children are an inheritance and should not be the object to take your life's frustration out on. That is wickedness. That is wickedness. Like when you look on social media or on the news, you see a lot of these stories, especially in the Black and Hispanic communities, of mothers and fathers, you know what I'm saying, beating their child to death, strangling their child. You know what I'm saying? I got this another one that I'm about to do in a second, completely wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like completely out of pocket. You are not listen. I don't give a damn what you're going through. Your children that the Most High entrusted you, the Most High didn't put them in your care for you to abuse. That's completely out of order. Completely out of order. And any and every person that does that deserves death from the Most High. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's my stance, and I'm standing on it. If you feel the need to do bodily harm to your own seed, especially toddlers, man, toddlers, nah, absolutely not. Let me get to the second story. Again, disclaimer: these stories are gruesome. It's the second story that I think this is from like last month, in was that uh, Mecklenburg County, and I think that's North Carolina. This shit is insane, bro. Listen, just listen to the story.
Breaking news this morning. We now know a father has been arrested and charged in the death of his 5-year-old child. This happened in Pineville at the Sable Point Apartments just after midnight. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Carolyn Serta.
And I'm Natisha Lance. Alex Giles has the day off. That father is accused of stabbing his son multiple times.
We want to get right to WBTV's Darion Henderson live in Pineville with this update.
And Darion, you just got...
All right, let me know if you can hear this video. Slakia. Let me know if you can hear this video. So you can hear it? All right, got it. All right, gotcha. Slakia, let me fix my headset real quick. All right, let's go.
That new information about the father, what else have you been able to learn?
Yeah, we're able to get a closer look also at the scene down here as well. It's just a tragic situation down here as we gather more details about this 5-year-old being stabbed multiple times here in Pineville. We have some new video to show you this morning. I want to go to that right now just to see exactly what it's going to be looking like out here. We also know the name of the father as well. His name is Shahazakil Khalid Escalez. There's actually 2 scenes this morning. I want to clarify what's going on here. There's actually 2 scenes involved with this. The first one being here at the apartment where this stabbing happened, and the other one being actually where they located the suspect, the father. The police chief tells me this morning that the father actually ran from the scene after the situation happened, after he allegedly stabbed his own child. Now, we do know that father is in custody as of right now and is charged with murder. The chief says that boy's mother called officers this morning just after midnight, and when officers arrived, they found the boy stabbed multiple times and rushed him to the hospital. Sadly, just to report this morning, there is blood literally all over the scene out here in this parking lot, also on the steps leading to this apartment. Now, Pineville Police Chief Corey Copley says that his officers did everything they could to save the child's life.
Yeah, it's very tragic. I mean, when you're met in the parking lot with something like that immediately before you can get out of your patrol car and you have to render first aid, you got to put your emotions aside and do the good work that you're trained to do. Immediately, those officers' actions took over, and they put the child in the backseat of the police car with another officer and drove him straight to the hospital. Didn't wait around or anything. We just wanted to get that child the best care possible as soon as possible.
And we're also learning this morning that another child and the mom was inside the home at that time. We're learning that they are okay this morning. They were not injured in this situation. We're also learning from the police chief as well that they've been called to this home before for a domestic issue. The chief didn't have more information on that. He said he's going to go back to his desk and find out some more information. Of course, as soon as we learn more, we will pass that on to you. But for now, live here in Pineville, Darion Henderson, WBTV, on your side.
Such a terrible situation. Darion, thank you. And we want to remind you that there are resources to help if you or anyone you know is in a dangerous situation. You can call the number you see here on your screen. That is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's 1-800-799-7233, and that number is available.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the so that's the number for for folks dealing with DV issues and stuff. And that's it. Jeez, it's rough, man. And it's like the it's like the story of this dude, like I'm reading news articles and I'm like, this dude was he was a damn loose cannon, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a damn loose cannon. So I'm looking at another story, but so basically, all right. Long story short, like this wicked Negro got into a fight with his damn from what other reports are saying on social media was that he was getting into like a back and forth texting argument with the mother of his child, and some way, somehow, he decided to go over there to her crib, break in, and delete his own seed. You know what I'm saying? Again, That's not what the Most High gave us children for. That's not what the Most High gave us children for. And the wild thing about it was that I think like it happened last month, like early this year, like he was out on parole for like domestic issues, man. I think either with the mother or with other women. This dude's a serial woman beater. Like, yeah, he needs death. He needs death. Like, there's really no way to put that, man. But let's Slack. Yeah, let me get my notes. Let's do Psalms 127 and verse 30. Slack. 1-3. I'm sorry. 127 and 3. Slack. Yeah. All right. So Psalms 127 and let's do 3. Lo, children are inheritance of the Lord, and the fruit of his womb is his reward. As arrows in the hands of a mighty man, so are children in the youth. So are children of the youth. Happy is a man that have his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak. They shall speak with the enemies in the gates. So yeah, listen. If you're a man that you able to have a lot of children, like your children are your strength. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like how the way how a man that has that skill with the bow and arrow, that he has a bunch of he has his bow, but he has a whole bunch of arrows, which means that like he has a whole bunch of like basically his weapons that he's able to defend himself. Same way with a man that has children. You know what I'm saying? It said, "Happy is the man that his quiver have his that had his quiver full of them." Yeah, because your children are supposed to continue you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And uh, I can't speak for this wicked ass world, but during ancient times, listen, man, to be able to have children, to continue, your seed line, that was an honor. You know what I'm saying? That's an honor. To be able to live on through your children, that is an honor. But to not be able to have any children and your line dies off with you, listen, that was a curse. You know what I'm saying? Back then and even now, even though folks like you know on social media cheering on not having kids, listen, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to, that's the first commandment the Most High gave Adam and Eve, to be fruitful and multiply, to replenish the earth, to continue your seed line. You understand what I'm saying? You're not doing that if you're beating on your children. Like, come on, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. And again, brothers, listen, sometimes things get hectic. You know what I'm saying? Relationships and marriage and stuff goes left where, you know what I'm saying, you, your wife, the mother of your children, whatever you want to call your relationship dynamic, it may go left and you might have to separate. But the thing is, children are innocent. Keep them out of it. Keep them out of it. Whatever you got going on with with the mother of your child or your ex-wife, your children is not a part of that. Understand that. Because you and the mother can't agree and can see eye to eye anymore. Listen, you still got to be there and still got to provide for your seeds. You still got to be a man and raise your children. To be there for your children. You know what I'm saying? We go back to point number 2 again. Your children are an inheritance. Spell that wrong. Are an inheritance and should not be the object to take your life's frustration out on. That is wickedness. Period. Point blank. Ladies, same thing. And I got something coming up later. Getting on the ladies that mistreat their children. You know what I'm saying? And it's a doozy. But this goes for you too. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, let me get the final horror story of for now, and and we'll get on with the show. Listen, it's more of this, and listen, uh, at the most I sees fit, I'll be doing more stories, rebuking the wicked of our people, and I will constantly push and promote that children are not placed in your care to be abused. So if you guys agree, sign off in the chat. Let me know how you enjoying the show. All right, this is the last horror story for now. I'm gonna get into on this topic. It's on this point. This was from last month, the end of last month. It said, "You keep crying, and I don't want to deal with you." Indianapolis father accused of deleting 3-month-old baby after claiming she have overheated. According to court documents, the suspect told police his 3-month-old child got too hot in a car, but doctors told police the child had brain bleeds. A 24-year-old father from Indianapolis is facing a murder charge for allegedly deleting his 3-month-old daughter the first time he was alone with her. Curtis Jenkins faced a charge of murder. According to court documents, the situation started Saturday, July 18th, around 12:40 p.m. in the 3700 block of Station Street, near 38th Street and North Sherman Drive, on the northeast of Indianapolis. IMPD officers was called to check on the welfare of a child at the apartment, where Jenkins told police and medics that he thought his baby got too hot in the car, since the car does not have functioning air conditioning, court documents say. Jenkins then called 911 when he noticed the baby was not breathing normally, and court documents said the baby was then transported to Raleigh Hospital for the children. She was pronounced dead Tuesday, July 21st, according to the documents. And this is this bitch ass nigga that he deserves death. The 3-month-old family members is declining interviews with the media, but provided following statement to the news. Our family is heartbroken by the tragic loss of Jamalyn, who was almost 3 months old. She was a beloved child who brought us immense joy during her brief life. We, we are fully supporting her mother, Jayla, and her family during this unimaginable time. Out of respect for ongoing legal process and our family privacy, we ask the media to honor our needs for space at this time, and that's the innocent child. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, it gets worse. Background on the case. A doctor in the hospital told police when he found the child was suffering from 3 separate brain bleeds, and later officers were informed medical staff found broken ribs, retinal hemorrhaging, meaning like retinal in her eye, meaning the scumbag hitting her eye. Too many hemorrhages to count, and blood in her lower spine, according to court documents. The nurse practitioner told police the injuries are consistent with abusive head trauma and were not accidental, according to court documents. When police told Jenkins this, courts say that he denied inflicting those injuries and that he doesn't know what happened to her. According to court documents, he told police if he found out who put his hands on his baby, he would murder them. Sure, sure, buddy, sure. During the investigation, police asked to review the apartment security camera footage, which court documents say Jenkins also tried to get from the property manager. The footage allegedly picks up multiple incidents during the time frame when Jenkins picked up the child and when he called 911. Court documents said the footage includes the following: a noise consistent with a car seat dropping to the ground from a few inches up, the 3-month-old baby crying loudly, Jenkins loudly and angrily shouting, "Shut up." Multiple thuds following by precedent by the baby crying, which more than likely that bitch ass nigga was hitting her. Jenkins saying "shut up" multiple times. Jenkins saying "you keep crying, I don't want to deal with you." A full minute of the baby crying nonstop, which court documents say sound like cries of pain. Jenkins calling out the baby's name as if he attempted to rouse her. Strange noise that almost sound like sucking coming from the apartment. Jenkins saying, "Oh, oh shit." Court documents say Jenkins later asked the property manager for security footage or for her to tell him what's on it, which the property manager refused to do. The property manager also told Jenkins, according to court documents, that the walls in the apartments are paper thin and police will be able to hear what happened. So if he did the right thing, he'd be vindicated. And that's another thing y'all need to know. These new construction apartments that's going up, they're paper thin. So if you do something out the way, yeah, Esau will be able to get you. Let's continue. Jenkins allegedly will probably don't know. It's easier said than done, according to the court documents. During the investigation, court documents say detectives also talked with the mother of the child. The mother told police this was the first time Jenkins had ever been alone with the child, and she did not want to hand her baby over to the suspect because there have been DCS investigations involving his other children. Court documents say, yeah, she never should have allow him alone with the child, especially at that young age, and especially the fact that he has other it's DCS in Indiana, New York is ACS. So yeah, she's off for that. 13 News reached out to DCS, which declined to comment, but a spokesperson said basic case information will be sent within 5 business days. The mother showed police a video that she has shown the baby was healthy just before Jenkins picked her up and take her back to his apartment, according to court documents. While talking to police about the baby history, Jenkins allegedly said that he talked to the mother about taking a Plan B or getting he can't really say that word on YouTube. Don't know why, but the chop shop. Yeah, the chop shop. Detectives also spoke with Jenkins' fiance, who had a 1-year-old child, and court documents say that she left the apartment shortly after Jenkins got back with a 3-month-old because she did not want to put him under any more pressure from her child's crying. The fiance told police court documents that when the child starts crying, Jenkins gets agitated and begins yelling. So why are you making more children with this dude? Like, what's wrong with you? Jenkins is currently booked in Marion County Hall, and that's the poor innocent baby that never even had a chance to live life. According to updated court documents filed July 24th, an autopsy found that the child suffered blunt force trauma to the skull and multiple rib fractures. This was something intentional, IMPD officer Drew Brown said to 13 News July 27. It was not what was originally presented to officers when they first responded to the scene. This was a young life that was lost, and it was preventable. These are the worst type of incidents we have to respond to as first responders, Brown said. Emmy Hildebrand, CEO of HVAF, sent the following statement to News 13 regarding the incident. We are aware of the tragic incident that occurred at Veterans Villa over the weekend, and we are fully cooperating with IMPD. We understand Jack is in custody, and we have no further comment at this time. We refer all questions to the IMPD. So, yeah, that's the end of it. And listen, that dude is a grade A piece of shit, and I pray that the most listen when he gets convicted, like I said with the dude in New York, when he gets convicted and when he gets sent to prison, I just hope that his fellow prison the fellow prisoners do their duty and send his ass right to the spirit world where he belongs. And see, and that's the problem. Again, this goes back to what I was saying before. Listen, his whole thing is that I guess he didn't want another child. You know what I'm saying? And I guess like the woman that he's with, I guess he had a child with her, a 1 year old before, and had another child on top of that. Listen, man. Again, I don't know where. All right, put a one in the chat if you want me to keep it a buck. Put a one in the chat. I need chat participation here. Put a one right in the chat. Cause this is crazy. Wow, it's all right. All right, see a couple ones. All right. All right, here goes. Listen, this falls on you ladies. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to one of my previous lessons about courting, about being able to pick a guy and get with a guy that you know that can handle pressure, that can handle challenges. This is where it comes in. This is one of the issues what I'm talking about. Dealing with a crying baby, a crying newborn. To know, okay, the baby's hot. You know what I'm saying? My car don't got a AC. All right, so I might just take her in the crib and put on the AC so she can stay cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wet a rag, like one of those baby, like the wipes or the wags, with a little bit of cold water and like like dab the baby's head. You know what I'm saying? To keep her cool. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Give her a warm bath. Something like that. Again, not all, but a lot of modern day sisters keep giving their bodies to a lot of these bitch made, effeminate, mentally weak. Yeah, he might be big and strong physically, but mentally and emotionally weak to the point that when pressure comes, he does this shit. Again, you ladies, you gotta learn how to pick better. You gotta learn how to pick better. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a case where, okay, he didn't want another child, he got to be the responsible one and wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Put a damn condom on. You know what I'm saying? Or have the mother's child get on birth control. Something. Because if you don't want another child because you don't deal with crying babies well, but you keep going in raw, like you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And a scum like that deserves everything he gets. He deserves everything he gets. You know what I'm saying? And again, let's go back to point number 2. Your children are an inheritance and should not be the object to take your life frustrations out on. That is wickedness. You can't deal with a crying baby. You can't deal with pressure or knowing how to perform as a father. You know what I'm saying? This is where you ask for help. Or, I don't know, do what I do. Man the fuck up and deal with it. You know, part of my French, but I gotta call it straight. Been in this situation multiple times. Crying child. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father of four, crying child. You know what I'm saying? I had to find a way, deal with it. All that, taking out my frustration on the child, unacceptable. Unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is what I'm saying. Like, listen, a lot of you ladies, listen, y'all gonna have to start picking better men if you want children. Understand that. And uh how could I say it? Not to say it, but I have to say it. I gotta say, ladies, listen, I gotta say it. That might even include sharing a husband. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If every time you're looking at social media, you seeing bitch made, punk ass, bitch ass, effeminate men, mentally weak men, deleting their own kids, abandoning their children, hurting, maiming, deleting their own children because of what they dealing with the mom, what they the back and forth with the mother. The child, he's put in a position where he has to figure out how to take care of the child, and he can't handle it. He can't handle it, or whatever. You've seen an uptick of that more and more on social media, to the point where, hey, listen, if you want to roll the dice and go out there and try to find a monogamous nigga to, what I'm saying, to have a seed by, I gotta say, you might fuck around and run into a nigga just like this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So listen, some of you ladies, listen. You're looking for a husband, you want to have children, or have more children, whatever. You just might, and listen, you just might have to consider polygyny. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Cause you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Cause the men, a lot of men that built Fort Tough, that been down this road before, that's walking in the spirit of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Or like I just said, been down this road before. Listen, they know how to deal with a crying baby. They know how to deal with situations where, okay, things ain't going too well with the mother, but I still gotta be there for my child. Me and the mother of my children, me and my ex-wife, whatever, we're no longer together, but I still gotta be a father. Not like these bitch-made emotional men where, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was the situation. I could be wrong, but I believe that was the situation with the dude that broke into the house and stabbed his own son to death. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was going back and forth with his mother, with the mother's child during his text, and apparently, she didn't want to be with him anymore, and that was the avenue he went. Completely out of order. You know what I'm saying? So, point number 2. Your children are inheritance and should not be the object of to take your life's frustration out on. That is wickedness. Brothers, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You with your wife and all of a sudden she don't want to be with you anymore and she want to run off with another dude. You know what I'm saying? Leave you with the kids or run off with another dude, take the kids. You know what I'm saying? And put you on the ringer for child support or whatever. Listen, you still have to be a father. You still got to raise your children. You are still required to Proverbs 22 and 6 train up a child in the way he or she should go, and when they get old, they should not depart from it. You have to do that. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. So I hope you guys understand that. So like, let me see if any. Okay, maybe not for this point. Okay, let's move to the next point. Point number 3. Listen, while raising children, and Slakia, let me also say this again. This is not just again. Allow me to reiterate. This is not just for parents. This is also for grandparents. You know what I'm saying? The child might be strung out on drugs, might be in the military. You know what I'm saying? Or might have a career where they're away a lot, and you got primary custody. You know, might be bugged out, strung out on drugs, might be in prison, whatever. If you're standing in the gap raising their child, this applies to you too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying this for the folks who might be watching in the shadows or might watch the replay. This is for you too. Step parents, this is for you too. Guardians, you know, aunts, uncles, you might have taken on one of your siblings' seeds because of any of the reasons I might have said. This goes for you too. You know what I'm saying? Please understand that. And the Lord's gonna hold you responsible. So you got any you got any situations going on, any frustration with your job and whatever and whatnot, listen, that is no reason to take out your frustrations on that job. Period point blank. Completely unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? And the third this is where it gets a little funny, a little humorous. You know, I don't know if you guys remember this story. Story was from Slovakia. This story was from was that 2021? No, 11 years ago. I'm Slovakia. Whoop. That's from 2015. This came from like the whole like when folks started protesting during like all the riots with police brutality and stuff. Um, Eric Gardner, Mike Brown. This situation was from DC or Baltimore with the Freddie Gray incident, and this is something that as parents, this is what we are required to do. You know what I'm saying? So before I get into it, I'm gonna show it and let you guys see.
That mom who went to the streets and pulled her son out of the Baltimore.
Wait. I don't play
You
that
don't feel
video yet.
like getting
Let
up,
me
going out, or working out? Sounds like you don't feel like much of a man anymore.
slide
It's
it. No, I don't, not that video. This video.
Police made a direct appeal to parents to get their children off the streets like this irate mom did. She took action, went and found her son hanging out with rioters. She got physical with the teenager and did it in front of everybody to see. The citywide curfew takes effect tonight.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know if you guys remember this story that the mother that the mother caught her son out on the streets rioting, during the Freddie Gray riots, and she was like, and
Police made a
begin,
direct appeal to
whipping
parents
it,
to get their children off the streets like this
and begin
irate
whipping his ass,
mom did. She
Slocket, and begin whipping his ass in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? While he began whipping his ass in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Which is very much needed. In today's time, is very much needed. because what ends up happening, because her doing this, listen, saved his life. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, her doing this saved his life because who knows how the cops might have took it. You know what I'm saying? Or how what the cops would have did to him. They caught him, or if he was one of the people that got arrested. You know what I'm saying? So hold up, let me yeah, I off click the actual video that Slack it. All right, I'll use this one. All right, Slack it and go back in. All right.
For pulling her son out of the rioting crowds in Baltimore. It was a moment of tough love.
Let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Now, before I proceed, let me know if you guys can hear. If they can hear. All right, go. All right. Yeah, this is from 2015. With the Freddie Gray riots in Baltimore. Um, a lot of folks are protesting his death, but as always, like the youth, want to take it, extra. So, and a mom called her son and was like, "Oh hell no."
She's been called Mom of the Year for pulling her son out of the rioting crowds in Baltimore. It was a moment of tough love captured on camera and shared around the world. This morning, she explained why she did it. A mom takes matters into her own hands.
I look in this crowd and my son is actually coming across the street with this hoodie on and a mask. At that point, I just lost it.
Toya Graham spoke exclusively with CBS this morning. She says her 16-year-old son had told her he wanted to meet friends in that area of expected protests. She told him not to go.
I find myself shielding my son on a lot of different incidents where these young kids are out here shooting each other, and a lot of his friends have been killed, and so my thing is I just want to keep him in the house.
Toya got her son.
Yeah, and that's the thing that she's supposed to want to keep her children safe. You understand what I'm saying? To keep her safe. You heard what she said. Like some of her child's friends, some of her child's friends has been killed. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying to make sure that he don't go down the same destructive path and get himself killed as well. And that's a good mother.
Home. Hours later, during that night of protest, at least 20 police officers were injured in the violence. One person was critically hurt in a fire. According to authorities, police made 235 arrests, including 34 juveniles. While she does not approve of the protesters' actions, she sees the frustration.
I understand the frustration that our community is having. We haven't received any information on what happened to this young guy. By looking at it from the news point of view, it seemed like he was harmed.
While this mom's actions have gotten national attention, many calling for her to be named Mom of the Year, she had a different take when she saw the video.
I thought, oh my God, my pastor is going to have a fit.
Well, Toya Graham says she doesn't want her son to end up like Freddie Gray, and that's why she took that action.
You know what I'm saying? Which, listen, I agree with her. I agree with her 100%. You know what I'm saying? I agree with her 100%. And which brings me to point number 3. Your children may be tempted to do wickedness. You are responsible to correct them and set them straight. You know what I'm saying? Listen, her children was on some. Listen, her son was. I get it. A lot of folks was pissed off at the circumstantial death of Freddie Gray due to police brutality. And a lot of folks was protesting, and some folks started rioting. And the thing is, her son, out on the street with a damn. I'll be damned if you be next. And that's how parents are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I get it. Protest, police brutality, and stuff like that. But all that extra shit, nah. Because listen, maybe back then, and maybe up it's like maybe 2020, you might have Esau that might how can I say it? You might have Esau that might that may not be like physically aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But now in this, in this MAGA, make America great again society, listen, man, you listen, you try that shit, you might get deleted. Get taken up out of there. And not for nothing, honestly speaking, parents should, what I'm saying, more parents should be like her, especially with these kids doing these damn smash and grabs. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I brought out at camp a couple weeks ago. Listen, the government is starting to enforce stricter penalties for shoplifters and also for teenagers that's out committing crimes. Because they caught on to like, hey, listen, some of these teenagers, like, listen, they're teenagers. And some of these suspects are teenagers. 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. We can't charge them as adults. And that's when what's that devil name? Janine Pirro. She's from New York too. You know what I'm saying? She get a press conference, was it early this year or late last year? That, hey, listen, like, listen, we at the point where we gonna start charging these kids as adults. And that's something you do not want. You understand what I'm saying? That's something you do not want. So, before you even come to that, if you got a teenager that's out there wild, reckless and stuff, listen, you might have to put your foot in his ass to keep him from getting caught up out there and getting jammed up. Please understand that. So point number 3, your children may be tempted to do wickedness. You, the parent, the guardian, are responsible to correct them and set them straight. And the scriptures that go with that is check my notes. Proverbs 22 and 15. So let's get that. Proverbs 22 and 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from them. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you have children, listen, they might be tempted to do something stupid, get caught up in the wrong crowd. You know what I'm saying? Team takeovers, smash and grabs. You know what I'm saying? Wild parties. You know what I'm saying? Rioting during protesting. You know what I'm saying? You as the parent, you are responsible, you know what I'm saying, to rear your children back in line. That is your responsibility. And the Most High is going to hold you responsible to that. Let me read that again. Proverbs 22 and 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're a parent, you're a grandparent, you're a guardian, you raising children, Understand this: you are responsible to make sure your child walk that straight and narrow. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? And which also it's like me also brings me to point number 4. The way your child or children conduct themselves as adults will be fruits of your instruction or lack thereof. So yeah, listen, you're responsible to make sure your kids walk in that line. Your grandkids, your stepkids, what your foster kids, whatever, walk that thin line. Because if they don't, that's a reflection that you have been a shit parent. Period, point blank. And I gotta call it like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be straight like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not teaching your child personal responsibility, accountability, how to conduct themselves, what to do, what not to do, you know what I'm saying? That falls on you. That falls on you as a parent. Please understand that. Please understand that. You know what I'm saying? So for right here, let's do quick house cleaning. Welcome to Shaw. If you guys haven't already, please like the show, like, share, like the stream. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Lines of Israel NYC and all of our pages. Lines of Israel Detroit, Lines of Israel Colorado, Lines of Israel. Our contact information is and it's in the ticker below. LOY gatherings at gmail.com. So now back to the show. All right. So a fourth. All right. So this thing that the next video I'm gonna queue up is very rough. Rough is in the content of rough is in a context, Salakia, on what can happen if a child is not being groomed, raised in a righteous or loving environment, and how it could have negative effects on him or her in the long haul. You know what I'm saying? We got to show right. Let me cue this video up. Oh crap! Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Got to add the sound. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Please let me know if you can hear the sound. Now, this is the video of the rapper Blueface, and that now he does live streaming, and he did a live stream. He does live stream with his current girlfriend, and his which they have a toxic relationship dynamic. He's the father of what's it, a sister, Krishan Rock, and they have their relationship has been extremely dynamic, extremely toxic from, I guess, from when they first got together up until when they finally decided to call it quits. It's been extremely toxic. And now that he's no longer rapping, he does live streaming, of his life with his current girlfriend, and also occasionally with his parents. So now in this show, his parents, come to his spot, and he records them and talks to them, and pretty much have them on his show. Now, his mom is gonna come in first and just listen to all the stuff just listen to all the off stuff that just listen, 'cause it's a whole bunch of out of pocket and out of order stuff that you're gonna hear. So with that being said, fair use, fair use. That's for this and any other videos that I've used so far. All these are fair use.
At the end of the day, y'all gotta come to the source. Feel me?
And Slocky, again, please let me know if you can hear this.
So that's why I just overbleed. Viewership crazy. Like, school brick. Like, I built this brick by brick. Now be damned if I let another get up. Oh, hell no.
I wasn't expecting.
That's his mother. And let's just hear the type of stuff that's come out his mother's mouth.
What are you doing here?
Come on.
You called her over here?
She told you she was coming.
No, she didn't. So she talked to you. You set me up.
I ain't talked to neither one of y'all.
You clearly talked to her.
I talked to number 5 or number 3, whatever.
I'm just as shocked as you. The fuck?
So hold on for just one.
I'm trying to figure out who late I was
I
at.
ran away from home, so I'm gonna be staying for a couple days too. I ran away.
You got number 3. So what is number 3?
You got this is you?
What number 3? No.
Who let you in?
It was me.
Let her in?
I didn't know.
She didn't call me and say she was here.
Why would you? Whenever I say go, why do y'all keep thinking he's running? First of all,
you gotta drive.
Y'all should smell my underarmpits. I ran away from home today, and so I know my son's house is.
Why would you run here?
This is the great place to go. Everybody comes here when they're home.
Yeah. So all right. They're doing the formalities and stuff like that before his mom. Before Blueface asks his mom question about certain things, and it goes way left.
Homeless. Your daddy in there, ain't he?
Oh, baby, I got a home. You pay the bills.
Too, but this where you run to. This is the freak.
I'm nasty.
I got some toothbrushes. I ran away for real. I got a brush.
Let me see if I can speed this up.
Way harder than your dad.
I've seen my dad sustain.
You saw your dad
Mm-hmm.
and your mama with a lot of men. Do you know how hard I worked for you? Your dad would have never did this. Okay. Your dad. Toothbrushes. I ran away for real. I got a brush.
Slocky, I'm trying to find a moment where he says that one thing that triggers her and sets her off into a huge tangent. And let's just watch.
I mean, some condoms, candy. I ain't got no condoms. I'm lying. But I really just came in here to Jonathan. I feel like you are like bashing us women. Like, I feel like you need to get it together. Your dad would have never did this. Okay. Your dad never called me as an horse. And I know that's been your act for a minute.
That's probably the way you are.
Jonathan, you just said you saw your daddy get up and go to work and do suits and ties, and your mama with a lot of men. Do you know how hard I worked for you? Way harder than your dad.
I've seen my dad sustain.
You saw your dad put a suit on and go to work a couple of years. Before that, he was a Rolling Stone just like you. Okay?
All right, so this is the thing. All right, so basically, long story short, his mother is she doesn't like the fact that Blueface still honors his father, even though his father hasn't been the most righteous man. Hasn't been the most righteous father. You understand what I'm saying? And his mother hates that. She can't stand that. So every time when he bigs up his dad, but also criticize his moms for, some of the stuff that she was doing while he was a child, she's chewing him out, and listen, it's gonna get really ugly. Let's proceed.
When I can talk.
Then did I not let your dad come and stay at our house when he didn't have nowhere to go? did I ever have to go stay at his. When you went to go live with your dad, you lived in a shithole. When you lived with me, you lived comfortably. You had your own room, your own space. When you lived with him and them prostitutes, this is where you're getting it from. You're making the whole world think that you had this awesome, amazing father, and you really had an awesome, amazing mother. And maybe that's really what's hurting you in the inside, is that your mom did your dad's job.
My mother was so awesome. That's why I'm hurt on the inside.
Yes, and that's why you're blaming women. Like, just tell the chat, when was you ever without a room at my house?
Why are you hurt on the
And then
inside?
tell them when you had one at your dad's house, because I don't ever remember you having a room at your dad's house.
And see, that's the thing, that again, because he bigs up his dad, even though his dad hadn't been the most righteous man out there and haven't like lived the best life, he still loves his father. But the fact that his mom's comparing the fact that she had a better dwelling than he did, you know, and that his son pretty much didn't want for anything, that basically should make him love her more and see her as a better parent, you know, off top. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, Blueface, you know, you look at his face, you see he's really not hearing that, you know? He's really not hearing that. Let's continue.
You had a corner, a shelf, maybe like a jail cell over there, but you never had a room.
So basically, she's throwing jabs at the father, saying that the dad never really had a the dad never really had like a huge apartment where Blueface could have his own room. You know, he might have like a little space in the corner and stuff, but he never had any privacy. That's basically what she's saying. And as you can see, Blueface is pretty much unfazed by it.
There.
And you think that's what matters to kids?
I think it is.
And you heard what he said? You heard what he said? And you think that matters to me? You know what I'm saying? So basically he's like, you know, that's supposed to matter? Because to him it doesn't.
Cell over there, but you never had a room there.
And you think that's what matters to kids?
I think it isn't a matter. You're an adult now. You should remember where your foundation came from, a woman. You got your name from a woman. You got your game from a woman. Okay? You
literally got that from Tupac. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
You got that.
And he checked it like, yo, you got that line from Tupac, man. Because basically, his mother wanted to be venerated as, you know, as the best mother. You know, she pretty much want to be venerated, and the Blueface is kind of like, nah. You know, let's continue.
From a man.
I'm repeating it because it's right.
It came from a man.
I'm repeating it because it's right. And you had a lot of niggas. I had a sugar daddy and I had a boyfriend. If your daddy would have been doing what he was supposed to do, baby, I wouldn't have had to have no sugar daddy.
And you hear that? You hear that? You know, she admits that you know she's been a harlot. She's been a whore. You know what I'm saying? That after I guess she broke up with his father, she had a dude and a sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying? Now let's see how Blueface reacts to hearing this. You know, seeing the fact that he grew up, you know, watching this.
I had to get help. Just like this young lady over here to get help. Because another failed her. That's not our fault. Yes, it's our fault for laying down and opening our legs for some good, but we didn't know better then. When you know better, you do better. I don't know why she done did this shit twice.
You did it 3 times.
And that's the thing and see, that's the thing. While also like disrespecting his father, she's also throwing jabs at Blueface's, you know, woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that clearly, as you see by his face, he's not feeling.
3 times. Let him ask him. And I got 3 child support checks too.
Oh God.
Well, 2.5.
And see that she claimed that she has 3 child supports.
3 really. 1 from my sugar daddy, 1 from his daddy, and 1 from my daughter daddy.
Honestly, taking jabs as his dad, for the fact that his dad didn't have it to fully provide for him as he should. And I'm pretty sure Blueface heard that all growing up, which is the reason why you see he's completely unfazed by it now, which is off. Ladies, let me just say this, ladies. You know, if you're raising children and you're no longer with the father of your children, all this bashing your ex husband or your child's father in front of the kids, that's out of order. That is out of order.
How many men have I seen you have a domestic violence altercation with?
Probably two. Right?
Probably two.
Yeah, probably two.
Do you know how many? Or you just?
You see me with my husband, and domestic altercations happen when you have stepkids in the house. Unruly motherfuckers that are 6'4" and 6'2", 6'3", and then my husband is like 5'9". Y'all come in.
And see that's the thing. That's another thing I'm gonna get into. Listen, ladies, domestic violence. Listen, domestic violence in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Could really do a number on them. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting to the meat. This is what you're bothering Blueface. You know what I'm saying? To see his mom dealing with having all these men in and out, dealing with domestic violence and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're getting down to the nitty gritty of what's really bothering Blueface. Let me rewind it back. Let me play it.
And when you have stepkids in the house, unruly motherfuckers that are 6'4" and 6'2", 6'3", and then my husband is like 5'9". Y'all come in there, y'all trying.
Slack it. Let me rewind that back some more.
Probably hurts as a young man. It would hurt me too.
Let me ask you a question. How many men have I seen you have a domestic violence altercation with?
Probably two. Right?
Probably two.
Which is too many. Which is too many. I'll get into that later.
Yeah, probably two.
Do you know how many? Or you just?
You see me with my husband, and domestic altercations happen when you have stepkids in the house. Unruly motherfuckers that are 6'4" and 6'2", 6'3", and then my husband is like 5'9". Y'all come in there, y'all trying to run shit, tell people what to do, how you want it, beating up my husbands, beating up my people. It's not me. I didn't have no domestic violence with Tony. Your sister did. I just had to back shit up when y'all get it cracking. Now, shall we call Tony on the phone because he?
So he had a situation where the daughter was throwing hands with one of her husbands or one of her dudes, completely out of order.
I don't like the way y'all treating me.
So you let your daughter get in a fight with a man that you?
What are you talking about? Let my daughter?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You allow your daughter to get into a fight with a man that you're laying down with. Completely out of order. Completely out of order. And as you see, listen, this is what traumatizing with this is what's bothering Blueface after all these years. Yeah, I'm gonna tie all this in the bow. There's a reason why I'm playing this. Let's continue.
My daughter is just like you and Dre, a fucking nutbag. So when y'all don't have y'all way and y'all pop off, I'm stuck to deal with the bullshit, right?
Can you be less vulgar?
No, because it's pissing me off that you're acting like you don't remember. I know you didn't smoke that much weed.
Okay.
Okay, so tell the chat when your daddy gave you a room over your head. When did you have your own room at your dad's house? And this is not to put your dad down. This is to let you know you need to start respecting women.
I've never seen my dad have a domestic violence.
And see, that's the thing. And obviously, this is gonna go over the mother's head. Shalom, Sister Tahara. Since you mad late, man, you mad late going on. Oh man, listen, you kind of missed several things, man. What you seen on the replay, but yeah, listen, let me say this. See, the thing that the mother failed to realize is this. Blueface is basically saying, without saying, he's telling her without fully coming out and saying it. Hey, listen, my dad didn't have he said my dad really he didn't have the best place, he didn't have the best environment, but it was peaceful. What exactly did you just said before I paused it? He never, because the mother claimed that his dad had a whole bunch of holes around when he went to live with him. Whether it's true or not, and the only Blueface knows. But the thing is, what did he say? He said that he never seen his dad get into any domestic situation with a woman. Never. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like with the mother, yeah, sure, she had a better environment. Yeah, sure, her place was bigger and nicer and stuff like that. She might have a 2-3 bedroom. Dad might only had a studio. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, while your dad in the studio, he never saw no instances of domestic violence. But with at his mom's house, that might have been bigger and nicer. He's seeing all this domestic violence, men coming in and out, all kinds of nonsense. And obviously that has affected Blueface. All right, so let's get back to the video.
Never seen your dad with anything but an illegal fucking.
Slocky, let me rewind that part back. Slocky. Like 8.
Okay, so tell the chat when your daddy gave you a room over your head. When did you have your own room at your dad's house? And this is not to put your dad down. This is to let you know you need to start respecting women.
I've never seen my dad have a domestic violence.
See, he said he never seen his dad have a domestic violence at his place. See that?
Never seen your dad with anything but an illegal fucking immigrant. So she couldn't pipe up. I'm a black bitch who get to the bag. I can say what the fuck I want to, when I want to, and how I want to. Has that not been, have I not cashed my own checks?
No.
Did I not teach you how to cash checks?
Sound like you've been enabled for too long.
Enabled? You're Jonathan.
You're making excuses for
you're making
excuses for your daughter.
That's square one, like you was doing her. When did your daddy give you a room?
Daughter.
When did you have a room at your daddy's
fighting
house?
your husband?
Right, and see, you see that's one of the things that the thing that definitely triggers him. Like the whole thing that he has, that he's seen that his daughter fighting, throwing hands with her husband. So I was, basically, I guess him and his sister had different fathers, but I guess the dude that the daughter was fighting with was not her father, or was the next dude that the mom got with. And again, it's completely out of order. It's completely out of order. And as you see, that triggers and that has affected Blueface.
Make an excuse. She just fought my last husband. She just fought my husband the other day.
And you see that? You see that? Even Blueface is like, you know what? And again, the toxic environment. The toxic environment. And Tuwala, that's what I'm getting at, Sister Tahara. Children remember everything. They may not always express it, but they will remember everything.
Don't walk away.
That means that you haven't learned, and 53 years of living, you haven't learned anything.
What? I haven't learned anything.
And you know why you haven't?
No,
you know why you haven't learned anything?
Yeah.
Because no one ever corrected you about the mistakes you made. That's
Jonathan,
why.
how many domestic
You're trying to validate your kids
have you had
fighting your husband.
How many domestic violence?
How do you think that these things?
When you guys are so spoiled that you want what you want,
so
you want your way.
It's our fault. It's your kid's fault that you have domestic violence.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
And see, that is a complete abomination. So she's blaming her kid. Now, I get it. Sometimes kids get testy. Kids will try you. Listen, I get that. I get that. Kids will try you, and especially teenagers. They will try you. I get that. But it's up to the parents, especially the mother, to nip that shit in the bud. And also, it's also for the mother to not pick toxic dudes in the first place, which is ultimately what Blueface is getting at. And the mom she's not comprehending. Because basically, he's trying to get at the fact that her mom likes abusive, toxic niggas because I gotta call it, she's a toxic bitch herself. She's toxic herself. And he's trying to get that to admit it, but she's not. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Was you not there?
You too old for me to teach you any life lessons.
You can't
I'm gonna let
teach
you
me
talk.
shit.
Exactly.
You
That's
can't
why.
teach me shit. All you could do is tell the chat when your daddy gave you a bedroom with a pillow, motherfucker. A pillow. Did you have a pillow in that bitch?
I'd much rather not have a room
Just ask the chat.
than
Did
to
your
watch
daddy
my
give you a room?
mom fight a man. I'd much rather not have a room.
I have to fight a man if y'all put your hands on him. Did Dre not jump on Tony? Did Janice not jump on Tony? Was you was the motherfucker who didn't help? If you would have been helping, then I could have went to sleep and act like I wasn't in it. Did you help her?
Excuse me? Whoa. Wait, let me run that back. Did I hear that to stick up? Bro.
Tony, was you was the motherfucker who didn't help? If you would have
Slocky, let me just say, like the reason why the video is like that is I'm just playing it directly from a channel, and somehow I guess they might have did that to prevent copyright. So I'm just going with how they, I'm just going with how they edited it. So Slocky for that.
been helping, then I could have went to sleep and act like I wasn't in it. Did you help her? I had to help her, right?
You hear how that sounds, right?
Yeah, you hear how it sounds. You know how Janice is.
It's Janice's fault.
No, it's not her fault. She's just a very aggressive woman who had a very strong father, who has a very strong father, and she don't put up with no shit from nobody. And that's just her personality. That doesn't make her a bad person.
So what makes
So she blamed the whole thing on her daughter. And blaming Blueface for not getting involved and saying that, hey, had you gotten involved and handled this domestic situation that I need to handle, I could just go to sleep. Like, this bitch is out of her goddamn mind.
a bad person?
She just because she wouldn't sit here and talk to you, she will beat your ass.
What makes you a bad person? Do you think you're a bad person?
I think that everybody has good in them, and I think certain situations have made a lot of people look bad. You, for instance, you sit here and you talk about me hard as I worked like a dog, Jonathan.
How you work hard if you relied on a man every time?
When did you ever see me rely on a man? When did you ever see me rely on anybody? The only thing I needed extra was for your black ass. True or false? Because I want to know one nigga that had an arm coach.
False.
Shall we call Steve or shall we call your arm coaches, your coaches, and ask them?
False.
I want to know which one of your friends had an arm coach.
False.
Which one had an arm coach?
False.
Which part's false? The room that you had a room at your dad's house, or that you had an arm coach?
What's false is that you think things.
How did you get to college, Jonathan?
What's false is that you think things that do not matter to me today
It doesn't
matter more.
If it matters to you, it
than
matters
the
to
trauma
God.
that you caused by being the way you are.
Okay, tell me what trauma. What trauma?
And see, that's what he's trying to let her know. Hey, listen. Yeah, the times him staying in his dad's house. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it was he wasn't being traumatized by the environment as he were living with his mom's in the nice place that she had. She's not getting that. She's just saying, hey, you had your own room, you had this, you had that. You know what I'm saying? I bought you this, I bought you that. So automatically that makes me the better parent. And he's saying like, yo, I had to witness a lot of BS while living with you. And his mom's clearly not getting the point. Let's continue.
Did you have?
Watching you domestically violently have altercations with your kids and multiple men.
What multiple
I would
men
rather
do I have?
be in I would rather be in a tent.
Tell the chat what
Then
multiple dad's house or that you had an
hold
arm coach.
What's false is that you think things.
How did you get to college, Jonathan?
What's false is that you think things that do not matter to me today
It doesn't
matter
more if it
more
matters to you. It
than the
matters to
trauma
God.
that you
It doesn't
caused by
matter.
being the way you are.
Okay, tell me what trauma.
And that's what I'm saying. She caused him a lot of trauma because of how she lives. And obviously, it affects Blueface to this day. And her mom is such a ditz. You know what I'm saying? She's not seeing it.
What trauma did you have?
Watching you domestically violently have altercations with your kids and multiple men.
What multiple
I would
men
rather
do I
be in I would rather be in a tent
Tell the chat what
than to
multiple
watch
men.
my mom and his
Tell
daughter
the chat
fight a man
you,
that my mom is laying
because you
down
didn't
with.
help. That's
And see, and listen, even the scriptures go, even the scriptures coincide with that. I would rather I would rather live in the corner of a housetop than to keep house of the wicked woman. You know what I'm saying? I would rather live in the dragoness and the wilderness than to keep house of the with a wicked woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing, but he just kind of low key quoted it. Like, yo, he'd rather live in a tent than to live in a house where he's watching his mom and his sister fight her mom's new boyfriend, husband, or whatever. This is Blueface saying this. This is a child telling his mom this. Like, yo, man, listen, you growing up with you, I witnessed all kinds of wonky shit. I'd rather live in a tent than to be around that. And let's hear the jacked up stuff that come out of his mother's mouth. Listen, it gets worse.
Why would I?
It's okay. We didn't need your help.
I was 9 years old.
It don't fucking matter, nigga. If you was 3, you was supposed to
help.
Wait. You hear this bitch? Do you hear this bitch? Listen, I hate to call out her name, but that's exactly what he is. What she is. She's a bitch. A shameful woman.
The chat,
fight a man that my mom is laying down with.
Help. That's why you.
Why would I?
It's okay. We didn't need your help.
I was 9 years old.
It don't fucking matter, nigga. If you was 3, you was supposed to help.
You want a 9-year-old to help you fight a grown man.
All I'm asking you,
and that's why I evaluate my dad the way I do. Because listen,
you hear that, and you hear that, and let me stop the recording and say this. She basically, because during the times when she having DV situations with her man, her husband, whoever, Blueface was 9. And he's telling her, like, yo, you want me to go in? You want me to fight your husband that you picked? I'm 9 years old. And you want what the bitch said? She don't give a damn if he's 3. He's supposed to get up and fight a grown-ass man. Completely out of order, man. Completely out of order. And you wonder why Blueface is as fucked up as he is right now. Pardon my French, but I gotta say it like that. You wonder why he's so jacked up right now. Do you wonder why his relationship with his ex-girlfriend Krishan Rock, how toxic that shit was all these fucking years? Because of what he witnessed growing up. And his mom is completely out of order, and the Lord gonna judge her. The Lord is going to judge her. He let her know, hey, man, I'm been traumatized all the times I'm watching you fighting, getting to domestic issues with your boyfriend, your sugar daddy, your husband, whoever. And one of the time, my sister fighting him too. And you're telling me with a straight face that You're telling me with a straight face that I should have joined in? I'm 9 years old. Completely out of order. That'd be like, in case of, let me use myself for example. Divorced man, single dad, 4 kids, 2 sons, 2 daughters. That's like my oldest daughter, my firstborn, is 14. My younger daughter is 10. Let's say I get with a let's say I get with a new rib, right? Things start off good, then goes left to the point where it becomes violent. She becomes violent. Have a domestic issue. She start laying her hands on me. Pardon my French, what the fuck would I look like as a man expecting my 14-year-old daughter or my 10-year-old daughter to jump in and to whip this grown woman's ass that I picked? Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Yahweh forbid, never in a million years would I ever do anything that's silly. If I was to get with a rib, the first sign of toxicity, she gotta go. Get out. Get out. Oh, and especially the first sign of toxic of Slakia. The first sign of domestic violence, if she thinks she's gonna raise up and put her hands on me, especially in a situation where I'm not putting my hands on her, bitch, you gotta go.
Cut that bitch off.
Cut that bitch off. You bitch, you gotta go. And if you get too crazy, I'm gonna call the boys and put them peoples in your life. Because a lot of times, hate to say it, but I gotta say it. The only way how a lot of folks gonna behave is through Esau. When you call the white man on them, and they know they got real world repercussions, hard time in prison, or they get too crazy, they pull out the pew pew and you know what I'm saying? A lot of times that'll make a lot of these niggas go from here to down there. Make them behave. But my point is this: never, most high forbid. Most are willing. I'll leave it in the hands whether or not I will get another rib. But in the event that I do, most high forbid, should it goes left, I'm not counting on my kids to step in and fight a woman that I pick. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? And Slakia for leadership. This might be the only time I play this, but listen, I gotta play this.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, listen, as someone that's kind of getting used to being single and, hey, no woman want me. Hey, listen, hey, good for me. But in the case where should I eventually start courting and dating again to find a rib? Again, I'm at the point, because I already learned my lesson with my ex-wife, and some of that nonsense, listen, we're going to get into towards the end of the show. But listen, again, when I start dating again, looking for a new rib, listen, the first sign of toxicity, she got to go.
Cut that bitch off.
Cut her off. Cut her off. There are a lot of niggas out there that's willing to entertain that madness, that make up the breakup dynamic, that toxic, you know what I'm saying? We always fight every day bullshit, and then we come back and be all lovey-dovey. Listen, I'm over that shit.
Cut that bitch off.
You know what I'm saying? Over a decade plus of dealing with that shit. No more. No more. But I had to go off in a tangent because that whole thing what Blueface Mom said completely pissed me off. he's telling her, "Hey, listen, one of the times where you get into a domestic issue with your husband or whoever, I was 9, and you wanted me to jump in and whip his ass? Tripping, tripping." And it's like, the more you watch it, the more you understand. That's why Blueface is so jacked up. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Let's go on and finish it up.
To you,
Jonathan,
I ain't never had to fight.
Oh,
What if you could make a song using only your voice? Let's start with the drums.
In the chat, you talk about me hard as I worked like a dog, Jonathan.
How you work hard if you relied on a man every time?
When did you ever see me rely on a man? When did you ever see me rely on anybody? The only thing I needed extra was for your black.
And she how can I say it? She contradicting herself, because she just said earlier that she makes it by collecting 2 child supports, 2.5 child support, which is from both her fathers, and the money, her allowance from her sugar daddy. So she just contradicted herself right there.
Yes. True or false? Because I want to know one nigga that had an arm coach.
False.
Shall we call Steve, or shall we call your arm coaches, your coaches, and ask them?
False.
I want to know which one of your friends had an arm coach.
False.
Which one had an arm coach?
False.
Which part's false? The room, that you had a room at your dad's house, or that you had an arm coach?
What's false is that you think things...
How did you get to college, Jonathan?
Slakia, so I'll tell you, what she keeps saying, arm coach. I don't know if, can someone tell me what that is? I'm not following what she's saying with that.
What's false is that you think things that do not matter to me today
It doesn't
matter more
if it matters to you. It
than
matters
the
to God.
trauma that you caused by being the way you are.
Okay, tell me what trauma. What trauma did you have?
Watching you domestically violently have altercations with your kids and multiple men.
What multiple men?
I would rather be in a tent.
Tell the chat what
than
multiple
to watch
men.
my mom and his daughter fight a man that my mom is laying down with.
Help. That's why you.
Why would I?
It's okay.
And again, he's saying that because it triggers him. Like, yo, like, you're laying down with this dude. Why are you getting the issues? Why are you getting into domestic issues with him in front of us? And on top of that, you expecting us to help you clean it up. Tripping.
We didn't need your help.
I was 9 years old.
It don't fucking matter, nigga. If you was 3, you was supposed to help.
You want a 9-year-old to help you?
You hear that? You hear that? If it was 3, you're supposed to help. She's a piece of shit of a mother. Look it.
All I'm asking you,
and that's why I evaluate my dad the way I do. Because listen to you,
Jonathan,
I never had to fight nobody for my dad. I've never had to.
Dad shot a gun.
Hey, you see that? He's saying that he never had to fight anybody at his dad's house. So she, because his mom threw shade and said that his dad had all kinds of hoes and all kinds of unsavory characters at his house, and he's saying like, hey, listen, when I was at my dad's house, I didn't have to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? And again, the mom, she's so oblivious, she keeps missing the point.
In the air.
Compromise myself at 9 years old.
Are you okay?
To fight.
And exactly. He like she's expecting him to compromise himself at his safety at 9 years old. Like, dude, what kind of damage are you gonna do to a grown ass man at 9? Like the most you're able to do is kick him in his nuts, and that's it. And even that's not guaranteed. Like, is she serious right now?
Somebody for my dad.
Okay?
My dad is responsible and grown enough to not put his child in that predicament. What are you talking about?
And you see that? And that's why he keeps bigging up his father. He's like, hey, listen, as much issues as his dad had, his dad was wise enough to not to have him in any kind of unsafe environment, which is the reason why, despite the life that his dad may have lived, Blueface always honors him, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Let's continue.
They robbed you?
Look how she talk about a 9-year-old, chat. But did you help us? I'm 9 years old. Wow, what can I do? You want me to hit the nigga like this?
Yes.
Exactly. Like you expect them exactly. Oh, get off my mommy! Get off my mom! Like what good is that gonna do?
Get off my mommy!
If somebody's trying to fight your mom, yes, that's what you're mad about. We didn't need your help, though. We didn't need your help. And that altercation was not me or Janice's fault. That was somebody who decided to
You said it was Janice's fault.
No, I said she did not take no shit when she could have. She could have just sat there and been quiet. But when it turned out, he went to jail because he was intoxicated, right? And we did not know that.
Okay.
Okay.
So why did?
But you knew that already. So why did you lie to the chat? And who else? Who else did I have a domestic violence?
So why did this happen again?
Hold on. You said multiple men, nigga. Tell the chat who else I had a domestic violence with. Because me and my sugar daddy ain't never had a domestic violence. Not never in your motherfucking life, and you know it. Not once. Not even an argument in 20 years, and we are still best friends to this day. And I will have him on the show to validate what you and Andre sit here and lie about all the time. You're angry because what, Jonathan? Because you had a good mom?
He's angry because of the life that you led. He's angry because of his upbringing that he was not comfortable with. He was not comfortable saying, listen, let's keep it a grip. 9 times out of 10, he's probably still feels some type of way that you're not with his father, as most children. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, you know, he's looking at you and it's like, yo, you having this dude come over, this dude come over, you got that dude. Who's this guy? Why are you getting fighting this guy, mama? You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff is what's triggered him. And again, because she's so narcissistic, she's not seeing this. She's not understanding where he's coming from. And not for nothing, that's a huge mistake that a lot of parents, especially black parents, you know what I'm saying? Black American, so-called Judah, Black Caribbean, Benjamin, Black Haitian, Levi, and all the other tribes. Listen, a lot of times, a lot of parents don't like to hear that they're wrong.
You're validating.
You wanted more of your dad? Did you want more of your dad?
You're validating a sugar daddy.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're a sugar daddy. Nigga, you a sugar daddy to 3-4 bitches right now. You just don't want to accept it. You think they like you?
That's the best.
And yeah, of course he doesn't want to accept it because he don't want to see his moms live like that. You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't get it.
You got
you think they like you?
That's the best conversation you guys. Your sugar dad.
Jonathan.
3 husbands and 3 baby daddies later, the only person you could vouch for is a sugar daddy.
What are you talking about? I just said we can call my ex-husband the
You're
one that you're talking
woman.
about right now because he doesn't like the way that you and Andre sit here and don't appreciate the mother that you have.
You're an amazing woman.
I know I am.
And you see that the fact that she's not understanding or trying to understand it, he's pretty much just tuning her out. You know, which not for nothing, you know, which is a sad. Listen, this is a sad reality for a lot of us Israelites. Is like where we at the age and we try to let adults know, hey, certain things you could have did better growing up. Whoosh, it goes over their head. They don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? Why even bother? You know? So that's basically, you know, where Blueface is at. I'm going to play a few more minutes and to continue on because this is like a whole, like hour or so of it. I'm going to play a few more minutes.
There's nothing,
I know I am.
There's nothing
so what
wrong
is
with
your
you.
problem?
Oh, nothing at all.
What is your problem, Jonathan?
Oh, nothing at all. You're an amazing woman.
No, tell us what your problem is. We want to know why you're so angry with women.
Because a woman like...
Because of who raised them. A lot of his frustrations with women lot of ways. The reason why he treat women the way he do and get into toxic public spats like he did with Krishan Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of they spats was public. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stems from watching his mother get into domestic situations with the men that she brought around. She's not understanding this. Well, I need the folks, you guys that's watching, I need y'all to understand this.
You look at you just
Tell
you
me,
just
what,
validated.
you just sat there
You
and
just
said I had multiple
validated.
domestic
You
violence.
just validated a terrible lifestyle
else?
that you show
Who
to your
else?
kids, and you're trying to.
Everybody have been in a situation where they.
And you see what I'm saying? He's saying that you're validating a terrible lifestyle that you have shown to your kids. Obviously, as a grown ass man, he still feels some type of way of how he's raised. Again, I'm gonna put all this in the bowl. This goes into training up a child the way that it should go. Trust me, it's all gonna come together.
They have got into a fight with their significant other, Jonathan. That and you need to stop now.
And listen, I hear what she's saying. Yes, sometimes you could get into a spat or dispute with a significant other, but the line gets drawn at domestic violence. That's the thing. That's where the line gets drawn at domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Personal testimony. I went through that with my marriage with my ex-wife. A lot of times, listen, a lot of arguments turned physical to the point where she was assaulting me, and to not traumatize the kids, I had to leave. You know what I'm saying? Take it on the chin and leave. Because had I gave into the bullshit and fought her back, it'd have been to the kids, it'll look like Mortal Kombat. Like completely out of order. Completely out of order. And again, what Sister Tahara mentioned earlier, kids remember things. Hey, Dad, I remember all them times you and Mommy was fist fighting. Come on, like who wants to hear that shit? Who wants to traumatize their child like damn, man? All my children memorizes all the time when me and their mom got into fist fights. Come on, that's out of order. Completely out of order. Again, you guys joining in. If you haven't already, please like the stream, like and share. Tell a friend. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, Baba Kashar. But let's continue. A couple more minutes, and I'm gonna end this segment.
That hasn't.
You're a goddamn lie. You just didn't see it. The reason you had a dad is because I wouldn't dare put him in jail.
My dad hasn't.
Yeah, because I wouldn't dare play with his life like that for your sanity.
Hey, you see how easy that is, chat? My dad hasn't.
What are you talking
about? I got two different examples.
My sisters had to beat your dad's
I've
ass.
seen two different examples. I've seen you with a man, and I've seen my father with a woman.
Multiple. Tell the chat who else.
I've seen you with a man, and I've seen my dad with a woman.
What man have you seen me fight with except for the drunk man that your sister punched in the face, and I had to help her whip his ass? Now tell me who else.
And that's what I'm saying. You had a drunk man in your house around your kids. Now, what if instead of him wanting to fight when he gets drunk, he tries to do some other shit? You know what I'm saying? That's something to consider. Again, his gripe is the fact that she has a horrible taste in men and bring all kinds of toxic, abusive men around. And when she gets into domestic situations, she expects him and her daughter to help clean up a mess, which is completely off and out of order.
Tell me who else. You said multiple.
Didn't your daughter just fight your husband last week?
No. You said you saw it as a child.
I saw it.
You saw
I saw it last week.
Jonathan, stop lying. Don't.
And see, that's what I'm saying. She's like the dude who she with now. She's still getting into domestic situations, and which he's still seeing as a grown man. And she's making excuses after excuses after excuses.
Get on this chat and make yourself look stupid. You was doing good before I got here lying.
If you could have something reoccur.
So what?
30 years later, and you don't think that you're the problem in any of this, I rest my case. You're right. You're an amazing woman.
Jonathan.
And see that's the point she keep missing. Like, hey, listen, yeah, I'm in my 30s, blah blah blah. But like, listen, the fact that you don't think that the shit that you did when I was a little kid still hasn't traumatized me and still affects me now, 30-something years later. All right, man, you got it. You got it. And sometimes, listen, again, for a lot of us, Judites, Benjamites, Levites, some of the Spanish tribes, you know what I'm saying? You try to have a talk with your parents about certain things that, you know, that you wasn't feeling and so on and so forth. You know, it's like talking to a wall, you know? So it's get to the point where you got to be like, you know what? You got it.
There are people, significant others that I have had that don't like the way I allow y'all to talk to me or disrespect me. And that's why the conversation.
I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't.
What the fuck?
I know you don't.
You think I'm supposed to value your relationship with a man over me?
You're really hurting the same reason why most men hurt. That's what the problem is. You're hurt that I had to help. I had to do what you wanted your dad to probably do for you. You wanted to probably live with your dad full time. You wanted to probably have a room at your dad's house. You probably wanted all the things that I had to do for you.
And all she could focus on the fact that his dad had like a small place where Blueface didn't have his own room. And Blueface has been telling her over and over again, it's not about that. It's about the environment.
Myself to bend over backwards to make sure that you got to college, to make sure while you said something about her not having a high school diploma, nigga, the only reason you got one is because I kept on your ass. It wasn't your dad. Your dad never even knew what your fucking grades were. Let's talk about it. Let's ask your dad what your grades were.
I actually stayed with my dad and went to school.
You went to school with your dad for 6 months. Nigga, stop fucking lying.
Of how many years?
A couple of years, yes, your dad, and I appreciate your dad for giving me those couple of breaks.
Much more than a couple.
Okay, tell us where you live. What room did you have?
So basically, at some point, he was staying with his father. I guess once his father's like started getting his stuff together. You know what I'm saying? But again, she's not giving him the credit of him. Well, she just did a little bit, but she took it right back and continued to throw jabs. Did you have a room? Did you have a room? Did you have a room? You know, she's completely dense.
You don't have a room, motherfucker. You don't live there.
This is the problem.
And why are you calling your child that? That's what I'm saying. Speak to, and that's what I'm saying. Speak to the son any kind of how, and like you wonder why he just pretty much just, okay, mom, you got it.
If you don't have a room, you don't live there. You visited there.
No matter how loud you talk, it doesn't make your point.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, because I'm your mother. And it's time we get to the bottom of this. If you didn't have a room there, son, you didn't live there. You was a visitor over one of his bitches' house.
I dare you to let me build.
Oh, these goddamn commercials. I'm sorry.
Loaded with 20.
Okay? Do you have rooms upstairs for your children? You do that because it hurts you that you never had one at your daddy's house. I'm not putting your daddy down. I appreciate whatever he did do.
Mom,
I do.
You're not making any sense right now.
No, you're not.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. She's not making any sense. Like, yo, man, like all she's talking about is the fact that her dad had a small place. Okay, and like, so what?
You don't want to accept the truth.
Do you not know that there's other nationalities that stuff a bunch of people?
We're not talking about that bullshit. We're talking about did Jonathan Porter.
And they don't have a room.
Did Jonathan have
and
a
they're
Porter?
Much more family oriented.
Have no fucking much more family oriented. The lady was pinching your dick for pissing on the toilet, my nigga. Are you okay? I'm out here trying to make a living and keep my life going, and you calling talking about a bitch pinching your dick. Do you know how hard that made my life?
In GTA.
Yeah, you're just being vulgar now.
No. That's what it was. You just said you was tired of me getting into the one domestic violence that you saw.
Your feelings are hurt.
I don't have any feelings left. You, your brother, and your sister have disrespected and defiled everything I did for you all these years. You let these people think you had a shit of a life. Then you sit here knowing she had one and pretend like, oh, now you the godfather.
And that's what I'm saying. That he did have a shit of a life. Okay, yeah, you provided him more material things, but as far as substance, a house of order and stuff, completely. Listen, it was full of shit. It was full of shit.
That was not fair. And then you tried to belittle my name, talking about, oh, she had a bunch of niggas. I had a boyfriend and a sugar daddy. And I had to have a sugar daddy because your daddy wouldn't give us no money. So I'm here to pick up that motherfucking daycare money. Because what we ain't fixing to do is have Jaden have to go get no sugar daddy. Okay?
And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like look how nasty work, bro. Just nasty work. Just nasty work. And again, he's completely tuned out. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is my mom.
We ain't never finna do that. So I'm glad you love your daddy. I appreciate everything your daddy did. I'm glad he's here to make sure y'all doing well together. I'm so happy to be able to text him and give him a message if I.
And he's not even paying attention. He's just tuning on this, clipping his nails. Like, you know what? Like, we're done here.
Have to give it to you. I appreciate the little bit that he did do, but it was not enough. And maybe you feel like that, and that's why you're so angry at all of us. I get it. We all need some counseling, but you need some counseling to stop feeling like your dad, I know he could have did more. When you asked me at night.
And she does have a point. Like, they all need counseling. Him, her, their sister, his brother, his sister, his brother, and even the dad. And yeah, I get it. Yeah, the dad could have did certain things, certain more things. But I guess his dad was still trying to figure it out and get himself together. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, listen, man. Obviously, he's been traumatized, and it has affected his adult life.
8, 7 years old, Mama, can my dad come in here and spend the night? I could have said no. I got company, son. I could not look you in your face and keep your dad outside in the cold. Yes or no? It's okay.
You think that makes you better?
It doesn't. Yes, fuck yes. I could have told you fuck no. You and your daddy go kick rocks and sleep in that motherfucking car together. That's what I could have said. But no, out of the kindness of my heart, because I didn't want your heart to be broken. And all this did was break your heart anyway. Your heart's broken because everything that got done for you, I think you wanted your dad to do it. Because why?
All right. I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah. And the funny thing is, that's just 21 minutes, man. That's oh man, like it. I mean, they do go into something else, but like, yeah, this whole thing was like an hour and a half, man. So like, yeah, this, whoo. Listen, that was a lot to take in. That was a lot to take in. But what's my point of playing all that? Like, yo, Sam, you just dragged us to hell with this. Like, what is all this about? I'm glad you asked. Points for child rearing, number 5. Be very careful of the words you speak to your child or children. It can build them up or tear them down, which can have long-lasting consequences into their adulthood. As you can see, moms call them all kinds of niggas, all kinds of MFers, you know what I'm saying? Call him out his name, call him everything but a child of God. Disrespecting his father. You know what I'm saying? And see, ultimately, I think her problem is the fact that regardless of the fact that his dad couldn't do as much for him as she could, quote unquote, that Blueface still loves his father. You know what I'm saying? And she hates that. But listen, that's the point right there, man. Be very careful the words you speak to your child or your children. It can build them up or tear them down, which can have long-lasting consequences into their adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture we getting for that, was that Ephesians 6? Ephesians the 6th chapter. Slocky to drag y'all through this. Man, that was pure hell, bro. That was pure hell. Slocky, oh man, jeez. Yo, she's nasty work, man. Like very nasty work. Oh, Slocky. Yeah, I already got it shared. Slocky. Whoops. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Verse 2. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. And that's the thing. She's upset at the fact that he's still honoring his father, even though he hadn't lived the most righteous lifestyle and hadn't been the best father out there. You understand what I'm saying? Which what you're supposed to do. Love your parents in spite of how they lived. You know what I'm saying? How they moving. Whether or not they have it together or not. You understand what I'm saying? Verse 3. That it may be well with thee, that thou mayest live long on the earth. Verse 4. And ye fathers and mothers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So yeah, listen. You know what I'm saying? Provoke not your children to wrath. You know what I'm saying? Calling your child out of their name, putting them in all kinds of unsavory environments. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, no way in hell that your child's supposed to witness you fighting their parent or fighting their lover. No way in hell, man. You know what I'm saying? And all this woman did was make excuses for him. Make excuses for the men that she was dealing with. So let me read that again. Ephesians 6:1. Child, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, that thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not the children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, listen. That's point number. Point number. Slakia. Point number 4. Well, 4 too. Point number 4 as well. The way your children conduct themselves as adults will be the fruits of your instructions or lack thereof. As you can see, look what the fuck Blueface had to deal with. Look at what he had to deal with. And it makes complete sense of his entire relationship with his child's mother, Krishan Rock, and also with the rib that he's with now, because their relationship kind of toxic too. And it's like you see with the root of where it comes from, his mother, you look at it and it's like, hold up. You look at it and it's like, listen, this dude never had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like he never had a chance. With a mother like that? Nah. He never had a chance. He grown up watching his mom getting beat on or beating on her dude. You know what I'm saying? Which 9 times out of 10, which is the reason why his sister joined in and fight her dude because the dude the mother's boyfriend or husband was obviously was beating on their mom, and the sister was like hell no, and she joined in. Blueface at 9 years old, he looking at, he's seeing all that, and he's like a deer in headlights. Like, you understand what I'm saying? He's like a deer in headlights. Like, what the hell is going on here? And the mom cursing him out, talking about she don't give a damn if he's 9, or even if he's 3. He's supposed to join in and help her fight dude. Completely out of order. And you wonder why dude's a mess. You wonder why dude's a hot mess. Because the mother hadn't instilled anything worth a damn towards her children, or hadn't been an example of how children should live. You know what I'm saying? What was one of the first scriptures I brought out in the show? Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the ways you go. Part of that training is how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach your children to do one thing while you live in a completely different life after that. A completely opposite life. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? You telling your child not to commit adultery, and you're committing adultery. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching your son not to be a womanizer or a woman beater, and you're beating on women, or he see you like every other day. You bringing a new woman through the house, banging them out, sending them on the way, never to be seen again. Kids remember that shit. They remember that. So Blueface sees that and is like, and when he tried to adjust her mom on the stream, and she's like completely shirking responsibility, he's like, okay, you got it. And point number 5, be very careful of the words that you speak into your your children. It can build them up or tear them down, which can have long-lasting consequences into their adulthood. And point number 6, which definitely goes into the whole thing with Blueface. Be very mindful of the environment you're raising your child or children in. It may have long-lasting psychological damage on their minds. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find the video because, pressed for time, and the fact that, like the guy whose channel that I watched it from, he has a whole bunch of facts. It's this Edomite dude, so-called white man. He has this channel called Morbid Facts. You know what I'm saying? And brings out random morbid facts about life, or death. You know what I'm saying? And one of the facts that he brings out is that that children that grow up in an environment witnessing, domestic violence between their parents, or between one of their parent and like someone else and stuff like that, if they're constantly raised in an environment like that, those children had the same when they scan, I guess they do like a cat stick. I guess it's a CAT scan where you scan the brain waves. That those children have the same brainwave patterns as combat vets. You know what I'm saying? So combat vets that been in the military and been overseas and been in the war and dealing with bombs and gunshots and stuff like that has the same brainwave patterns as children raised in a home filled with domestic violence. Parents, grandparents, guardians, foster parents, step parents, whoever. If you don't have children and you desire to have children someday, this goes to you too. You got to be mindful of the environment that you're raising your children in. To raise them in an environment that's healthy, that's safe, that's productive for the children, for their well-being. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Towards like the end of my marriage, listen, I was dealing with some of that bullshit. I was dealing with some of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? I had to pray to the Most High that, hey, listen, I pray that some of my kids don't get too traumatized because of some of the bullshit that I had to deal with their mother. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that traumatizes them. And that's something we got to be mindful of. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I know the Blueface video, it ran long, but there was a point, that was the message I had to bring out. Scripture, Sirach chapter 30. Let me get that. All right, the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 30, verse 1. That's Salakia, the show's running kind of long. I gotta listen. I gotta get these points out. Sirach chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son cause him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy in him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him amongst his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieve the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, he is though he was not dead, and he hath left one behind him that is like himself. While he liveth, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind an avenger against his enemies, and one shall requite kindness to his friends. You know what I'm saying? And this is the way how we're supposed to instruct our children, to constantly correct them. And that if you correct and you raise your children the right way, you should have joy. You should have joy of your children when you get old. You know, when we get up there in age. Okay. Slocket, verse Slocket, verse 7. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his barrel be troubled at every cry. So yeah, so you know, got a lot of these parents that pamper and spoil their kid, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, like the least thing that the child might do, they might be like, oh my God, you know. And listen, sad to say, a lot of mothers in the black community, they're like that with their sons. Verse 8, and horse not broken becometh headstrong, and the child left to himself will become willful. And that's the thing. You gotta instruct your children and put them in check. And going back to the Blueface situation, this is another thing I gotta get on his mother about. Listen, she needs to check. She should have checked her daughter. Be like, hey, listen, you see me get into any kind of domestic situation with my husband, call the police. Do not jump in. Do not jump in. Because what if that man would have turned around and did something and really harmed that young that girl. The mom said, "Oh yeah, you know your sister. She ain't this, that, and da 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 da." No. You're supposed to check him. Like, hey, listen. Any domestic situations, call the police immediately. Don't ever think you going uh, get into hand to hand combat with a man. You know, unless it's a situation where he's trying to end you or do something egregious to you. Nah, you should not be fighting with no man. Verse 9, conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Yeah, and a lot of folks, they joke with their child. That whole best friend dynamic with their children, out of order. Laugh not with him, lest thou hast sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Verse 12, bow down his neck when he is young, and beat him on the sides when he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and disobedient unto thee, so bring thee sorrow into thy heart. Yeah, you gotta, for a lot of these parents with these unruly and out of pocket children, like the video that I played earlier with the guy that was at the Freddie Gray riot, and his mom called him and started whipping his ass right then and there. Yeah, listen, you gotta bow down their neck while they're young. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, if he was in a 2-parent household, he would know, like, hey, listen, let me not get involved with this, because I know if my dad hears about it or he sees me, that man gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? To the point, and many of us grew up in households like that. Like, will you even think about doing something? He was like, nah. You know, good and damn well, like, you do not want to run the risk of your parents finding out that you was doing this, you was doing that, you was here, you was there. Like, nope, I'm not gonna chance it. You know what I'm saying? Verse 13, chastise thou son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense to him. Yeah, make your child work. Make your child be productive. A lot of these single moms be like raising their children to be son husbands, which is completely out of order. You know what I'm saying? Completely out of order. So that's it on that. So that's the Apocrypha Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31 through 13. All right, now I got these couple last videos. This is very egregious. Fair warning. They're quick. It's not as long as this one, but it's very egregious stuff. And I need you guys to, if it's too much, click off. I understand. If you can't go down to 1, hey, I understand, because it's some egregious shit. Just to let you guys know right now. What the hell? Damn. Okay. All right. All right. This is one thing. All right, and this goes back into training up a child. Cause listen, there's many aspects. The point that I'm making with this whole lesson is many aspects when it comes to training up a child, with the do's and don'ts in many different areas. But yeah, I'm going to do this one real quick. Okay. Let me know if you see it, and let me know if you hear the sound. Now, this video is a situation where it's very egregious. You know, it's been a strained relationship between the father and the son, and the father come around trying to make amends, you know, with the son that I guess he might have abandoned, or, you know, wasn't in his life for whatever reason. And let's just take a look at how the son handled it. Fair use, and also this is real egregious. So it just giving a warning.
What you doing, man? What you doing, man? What you doing? I'm good. I'm good.
And that's what I'm saying. He's beating and kicking his own dad. His dad tried to reunite with him, try to make amends for not being there. And look at what this. I understand this. The child is hurt. The son is hurt, but this is completely out of order. Way out of order.
Swing the bitch and knock him out.
And listen, that's wicked as hell, man. That's wicked as hell. I'm gonna play to another video where a guy gives his commentary. You know, the same video, but the guy's giving commentary about it. It's like I gotta reshare it again. Okay. All right.
What you doing, man? What you doing, man? What you doing? I'm good. I'm good, too, man. Yes, ma'am.
He does not. He done swung on his father, kicked him, and I think I don't know if he slapped his hat off or kicked his hat off. You know what I'm saying? And he did all that because I guess he's still upset with the son, with the father, which is all.
I can really speak to this situation. The situation really hits home for me because I didn't meet my dad until later in life. I am 51 years old. I met my dad for the very first time when I was 18. And the encounter was so bad that I don't even count that as my first time meeting my dad. I consider meeting my dad for the first time at 35 years of age. The pain that man feels right now, I can truly speak to that. I know how that feels. I am fortunate, I am blessed because I have an amazing father. By the time I met my dad, I was like, let's just build from right here. But my adolescent years, my years of growing up as in my 20s and 30s, it was rough. I did a lot of things I probably shouldn't have did, and I don't know if they would have went differently if I had my dad in my life. And again, this is not to beat my dad up because my dad is amazing. I love him. We have a great relationship now. But that pain of not knowing your father or not having your father in the beginning of your life, if you don't understand that or don't really come from that, you can't really speak to it. So I can feel that, gentleman. I know that pain that he's going through. That's hurt. That's a hurt.
Which is right, you know, it's hurt. But again, listen, what the scripture says: be angry and sin not. Because believe it or not, him putting hands on his father, that's a sin. And we're gonna get into that shortly.
That you can't really explain. We gotta pray for him. We gotta pray for his father, and I pray that they make it work. But I counsel men, I talk to men. Book a session with me. I would love to sit down and talk with you. But hell, I could be crazy. I could be crazy. Tell me what you think.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, the Most High bless his brother because it's like, hey, you know, he went through a similar thing, but he knew better than to put hands on his dad. Like, god damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But This fool over here, what I'm saying, he decided he want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Which is a complete abomination, man. Which is a complete abomination. And listen, let's get it. Let's get it from Torah. You know what I'm saying? Let's get what the scripture says. Exodus 22. Salakia. Exodus 20. Salakia. Exodus the 20th chapter. Verse 12. Exodus 20 and 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen. That's something that we got to instruct our children. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something we got to instruct our children. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to put a pin in that. We're going to come right back. There's another video that I want to see of a situation of absent parenteeism. And let's see, but this time is with the opposite gender. Let's see how the person and how the other parent handles this. So I can. All right, this is on World Star Hip Hop. It was shared to Facebook, which are where I got the link from, but this is on World Star Hip Hop, and this is from July 23rd. It's last month. It said he kept it player. Father stays respectful after running into his son's mother, who is struggling with addiction while pumping gas. Now let's see how the father handled it as compared to that emotional YN.
It's a good day. I had a bump in his item, mama. And I don't see his mama. He ain't seen her in over a year. Well, come here. Look who in the car. Where you going to? Where you headed to? Huh? You want to ride? Look. Huh? Yeah. Zayden, look. Yeah. Look how big he is. Come out there, boy. Look how big he is. Been take him to go eat. It's his grandma's birthday. What you asking? You good? Don't need to ride? It's hot. Where you going downtown? I'll drop you off. Huh? You ain't get dropped off downtown? I'll drop you off downtown.
Now see, that was light. That was light years way different from the other video I just showed you. Cause let's keep it real. 9 times out of 10, the video of the dude beating on his father that wasn't there. 9 times out of 10, it was recorded and uploaded by his mother. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the bitter baby mama with the whole get back. Oh, your daddy ain't shit. Your dad wasn't there for you. La 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 la. So now the dad's up there in age. He meeting with his son, and the son is beating him up and putting hands on him, which is completely out of order. And I don't know if y'all heard well, if y'all hear it well or read the caption. Like if you want, y'all can watch the replay. The son is telling the father, like, because obviously the father was still sending him stuff, sending him clothes and stuff. So he's telling the dad, yo, don't send nothing no more. Don't come around no more. Because his dad was trying to come around, trying to make amends. But that mind, that man's mind was so poisoned against his own father, he went and did something that is a sin, really worthy of death. It was really worthy of death. So that man that put hands on his father. He's responsible for his sins, and so is his mother. Whereas you have the other hand, the father who raising his son. Mom strung out on drugs. She's battling, trying to get herself right. Do you see him tell him, hey, man, listen, say, hey, your mama ain't shit. Your mama damn drug addict. You see him doing that? No. And even in her lowest state, he's not even playing keep away. Oh, you can't see your children. None of that. He was like, hey, the son is in the front seat. You want to see him? You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, that brought a tear to the mother's eye. You know what I'm saying? Sarah said, yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was heartwarming. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie to you, that's heartwarming. You know what I'm saying? But that let's go back to the point, a way of train up your child. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the scriptures. Exodus 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So yeah, listen, you got it. You have to, and this goes for us that might be single parents, folks like myself. Listen, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to the same way that the father did. The father did in the second video. You know what I'm saying? Things didn't work out with the mother for whatever reason. Things didn't work out with the other parent for whatever the reason. And instead of you completely dogging and trashing out the other parent, as you see with Blueface's moms, you know what I'm saying? You still hold that other parent in high regard, in front of for the sake of the child, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. That father could have very easily said, hey, man, your mom's a damn crackhead, you know what I'm saying? And just straight trashed her in front of him. As you can see, he didn't do that. Ladies, you might get in situations where things may go left, and, whatever the reason, you and the father of your children are no longer together. That is not a green light to poison your children's minds against them. I don't give a damn if he cheated. I don't give a damn you caught him with 9 side pieces. None of that. That is not a green light to poison your children's mind against them. That is completely out of order. You can't get your way. You try to son and control that man, and he not with it, and you can't get your way. So now you want to blow up the marriage and poison children's mind against them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that was another nonsense testimony that I went through towards the end of my marriage. That's another nonsense that I went through. You know, to give them a moment of transparency. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like, how can I say this? After a while, I was starting getting this. Is one thing that my ex-wife would do, which I completely can't stand, and have a little bit resentment towards her for, is the fact that she'll openly disrespect me in front of the children, to the point where the children started to feel like they could have done the same thing too. And when I tried to check on it, she didn't want to hear it. Well, I go about my way, and whenever I get that call, come regulate your son, such as, or come regulate your daughter, such and such is out of order. Guess who put on the cape to come in and save the day and regulate them kids? Me. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That is out of order. And way too much of that shit has been going on in the black community. You wonder why these families are fucked up? You wonder why family is destroyed? You want to know why the village that everyone expects to be there for them no longer exists? Because there's no rules, there's no orders, and there's no boundaries. So anybody that with a right sense of mind is like, I'm not gonna be a part of this shit. Like, hell no. And that has to end. If you want the black community, if you want the black community to be fixed, if you want the Hispanic community to be fixed, the Native American community to be fixed, there has to be order. There has to be structure. Train up a child in the way you should go. Again, shit happens. And to go with the men, take it from me as someone who's been there. Sometimes relationships, marriages goes left. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes for the sake of not traumatizing the children and stuff like that, you might have to fall back. You know what I'm saying? And pray to the Most High that once they get of age, they'll seek you out and try and ask for your side of the story. Hey, Dad, you wasn't there. Tell me what happened. Mom said this. Tell me what happened. And if anything, for the situation where the the son put hands on his father, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be like, hey, Dad, you wasn't here for all this stuff, and I feel some type of way. Let me hear your side of the story. What happened? But because he's being emotionally led by his mom, being emotionally manipulated by his mom, and 9 times out of 10, he's not been around any real man that's going to put order and structure in him, he acts like an emotional female. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get to let's get back to the scriptures. 21 Exodus 21 and 15. Salakia. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to bring up the scriptures because sometimes StreamYards acts funny after a while. So Exodus 21 and 15. And he that smiteth his father or mother shall surely be put to death. So yeah, homeboy that was upset for the fact that his father wasn't there and took it upon himself to put his hands on his father. And you know the worst part about that thing is that you have sisters in the chat that was kind of cheering on and like, not cheering on, but like make justifications for it. Listen, there's no justification of putting your hands on your parent ever. Ever. Now, it was a case where your dad is in a drunken or a drugged up stupor, and he's trying to do bodily harm to you, or a case where your dad might be a PDF file and he's trying to essay you. That's the only justification. Otherwise, you keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Understand that. I don't give a damn your dad was never there or left since birth. Putting your hands on your parents, unacceptable. The Most High said it, I believe it, and that's good enough for me. Bottom line. Let's read that again. Exodus 21:15. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. You know what I'm saying? And listen, the Most High going to judge the mother for that. Because again, she probably the one that put into his head the fact that, oh, your daddy wasn't there, blah blah blah, woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he felt some type of way. His dad not there, and when they finally meet his dad, you know what I'm saying? When she saw that, she should have been able to like, stop. What the hell are you doing? Do not do that. Do not do that. You know what I'm saying? One last testimony for myself with the whole thing going through the divorce with me and my ex-wife and the children in ward in my custody. Do you think I've, you know what I'm saying, I do what any of these a lot of these bitter baby mom or these bitter single mom do, trashing out the kids, trashing out the other parent to the kids? Absolutely not. What I do is like, I to the best of my ability, which was damn near all the time, you know what I'm saying, speak well of the mom to the children. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, your mom taking some time to get herself together. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. And if one thing, and it's one thing that I one code that I always live by. You know what I'm saying? Back when we were still together and we were still having trouble, and even now, I don't give a damn what we're going through or what our relationship dynamic is. I let the kids know under no circumstances are you ever allowed to disrespect your mother. So again, like I said earlier, with the whole situations where she was disrespecting me in front of them to the point where they feel that they could be rude and disrespectful too. Even during that time, I was still checking them, like, because one thing kids would do, kids would try you. Kids would try you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of things what a lot of these goofy ass single mothers don't understand is the fact that these kids will try you. So if you want to co-sign them being disrespectful to dad, obviously they're going to be disrespectful to you too, genius. Like what are you talking about? But the funny thing is, a lot of these ditzy, airheaded, out of pocket, out of order women, they can't see that. So, when it finally happens to them, they got the blow up doll look on their face, like you really didn't think that the Most High would have judgment come back on you? Like what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So again, going back to the scripture, Exodus 21:16, and he that smiteth his father or mother shall surely be put to death. You know what I'm saying? Which goes to my last point. I'll try to wrap up the show. Well, point number six, yeah, it's definitely fits in here. Be very mindful of the environment you're raising your children in. It will have long lasting psychological damage to their minds. So, yeah, if you have an absentee parent and you're constantly telling them all kinds of jacked up stuff about the other parent or constantly trashing them and dogging them out, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have situations like that. He finally meets his dad. You can see his dad is up there in age and he's swinging on him. Again, listen, a lot of Israelites are lucky that we're not back in power because I'm telling you, we would have saw that, grab dude up and be like, hey, listen, we understand what you're going through. We understand that your dad hasn't been there for most of your life and you feel some type of way about it. But you putting your hands on your dad, that's a no-no. And for that, you got to go. And tell mom, hey, listen, that's the law. And if anything, the mom should probably get put to death with him too, because it's like you saw him put his hands on his own father and you didn't stop him. And you uploaded it to social media. Because 9 times out of 10, that was a mother recording, completely out of order. But the final point. Uh-oh. Under no circumstances do you encourage your children to disrespect the other parent for any reason at all. That is wickedness. Again, marriages and relationships go kaput all the time. It happens. But the alienation, turning one parent against another, turn your child against a parent, out of pocket, out of order. And that should not be happening. Get my last couple of scriptures and let me wind it down. I already read Exodus 21:15. The last one is Sirach, the 3rd chapter. Block at the water for you guys for still being here. I'm about to end the show shortly. Mm, 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 mm. All right. Sirach chapter 3, start at verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children, and do after, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honor his father maketh an atonement for his sins, and he that honor his mother is one that layeth up treasure. Verse 5. Whoso honor his father shall have joy in his own children, and when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. So yeah, listen, that dude that put his hands on his father, listen, the Lord's gonna curse his seed line. Because eventually that nigga gonna have kids too. And you think the Most High gonna bless him with well behaved children after seeing what he did with his own father? Absolutely not. So he done cursed his own seed line with that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And it said when he, what he said, and when he make his prayers, he shall be heard. You think the Lord gonna hear his prayers after he done did that? Tripping. You know what I'm saying? Verse 6, he that honor his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comforter to his mother. So yeah, listen, what does scripture say? Honor thy father and thy mother, that your days may be long on the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're going to disrespect and put hands on your father because you resent him. The Lord's going to curse you. The Lord is going to curse you. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna have a long life after he did that shit. You tripping. Verse 7, he that feareth the Lord will honor his father. Let me read that again. He that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as unto his masters. So yeah, the same way how you on your job, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You follow, you do what you're supposed to do. You don't disrespect your boss, so on and so forth. The same way with your parents. The same way with your parents. Honor thy father and thy mother, both in word and in deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from upon them. From the blessing of the father, establish the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundations. Yeah. And listen, you know what I'm saying? Listen, during the ancient times, listen, if a child was rude and disrespectful towards his parents, especially with the father, you know what I'm saying? The father could curse that child. You know what I'm saying? The father could curse that child. You being a wicked degenerate, you wicked and out of pocket, out of order, the parent could curse that child. Verse 10, glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father dishonor is no glory unto thee. So yeah, if your dad might be strung out on drugs, might be incarcerated or in prison, or you and him may not see eye to eye. Listen, and he fall through hard times and stumble, whatever. You're not supposed to glory with your dad falling. You know what I'm saying? Because your dad stumbling, or falling on tough times or whatever, it's not something to celebrate. It's not a glory unto you. Verse 11, for glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. Yeah. So listen, your dad might have been a deadbeat. Your dad might have been strung out on drugs, or you know what I'm saying, did something and end up in serve prison, and he's been away for most of your life. You know what I'm saying? You still have to honor your father. You still have to honor your father. You know what I'm saying? Now, if your father's, even if your father's a wicked man, not saying you got to be down with it, but at least showing him respect and be like, hey, listen, dad, I love you, but the way how you live in your life, I can't be a part of that. I'm gonna just love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Even that is better than putting your hands on your father. That's out of pocket. That's way out of order. Verse 13, and if his understanding fails, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in full strength. So yeah, listen. So even if your parents, and this also goes for you guys that might have like college degrees and stuff like that. Yeah, listen. Yeah, your dad might have a fourth grade education, or you might be a high school dropout or whatever. Just because you got a little bachelor's degree or master's degree, don't mean you get to look down on your parents. That's out of pocket. Do not do that. And saying, despise them not when thou art in full strength. So when you fully become an adult, don't despise your parents. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten, and instead of sins, it shall be added. It shall be added to build thee up. In the day of thy affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the fair warm weather. So yeah, listen. You know what I'm saying? If you honor your father and mother the way that the Most High wants you to honor them. You know what I'm saying? In the day thy sins and day thy affliction, the Lord's going to remember you. The Lord is going to have mercy upon you. But you living your life as a damn degenerate and disrespecting your parents and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna kill you. There's really no other way to say that. And when you hear all these horror stories of you know, kids, young adults getting put to death and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you got to sit back and look like, hey, listen, what type of life was that person living? That person could have disrespected their parents. That person could have put their hands on their parents. You know what I'm saying? Because what exactly the law says that your days may be long on the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee. So yeah, that was the scripture. That was the law with promise, meaning that if you didn't fulfill that, you get put to death, and that was the end of that. That's the end of that. Verse 16: He that forsaketh his father is a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. You hear that? That's that's how you're supposed to train up your children. That is how you're supposed to train up your children. To always respect your parents no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Again, like for folks that might be grandparents, you know what I'm saying? You might be raising your kids, you know what I'm saying? In the stead of your son, your daughter, or for like brothers that might be or sisters that might be raising their nieces and nephews instead of the siblings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is how you got to raise them children. Foster parents, step parents, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the child might have resentment towards their natural born parents, but you gotta let them know, hey, listen, yeah, I understand you feel some type of way about your mom or your dad for not being there, but listen, or the hatred and malice, don't do that. Learn to forgive your parents, but if it's a case where you don't want to deal with them, just love them from a distance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just it. It was a very long class. To a lot of you guys for still being here. Let's go through the points very quickly. The points of child rearing. Point number one: your children are your responsibility to raise to be fruitful and productive members of society. Number two: your children are inheritance and should not be the objects to take your life's frustration out on. That is wickedness. Again, listen, sometimes, the struggles of life, relationships may sour. You know what I'm saying? You go into the back and forth or custody battles with the other parent. That is not your cue to take out your life frustrations on your child. It's out of order. Number three, your children may be tempted to do wickedness. You are responsible to correct them and set them straight. As you see with the situation with the dude putting his hands on his father. As you see in the video that I showed earlier of the young man that wanted to join in the riots during the time where Freddie Gray got deleted by the cops and folks was rioting there in Baltimore. One of the dudes, one of the guys, one of the young men wanted to take the stones and start throwing it at cops, like some of the other rioters was doing. And his mom caught him and like had to like put hands on him right then and there, like, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta check your children when they're going off. Point number four: the way your child conducts themselves as adults will be fruits of your instructions or lack thereof. You see the example with Blueface. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why him and Krishan Rock has such a toxic relationship. Look at his testimony of how he was raised with his mother. That explains everything. That explains everything. So Blueface is not gonna have no respect for women. You know what I'm saying? Quick to put hands on women because that's what he was raised seeing. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of stuff. Point number 5, be very careful with the words you speak to your child or your children. It can build them up or tear them down, which can have long lasting consequences into their adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Again, with Blueface, mom call him all kinds of niggas and MFers and stuff like that. Come on, that could damage your child's psyche, and that's probably another reason why after a while he started tuning out because he's so used to getting called out of his name. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like it's just another Tuesday to him. Okay, I'm a MFer. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Be very careful of the words that you speak over your children, and that's gonna be a future lesson for that. Point number 6: be very mindful of the environment you're raising your children in. It can have long-lasting psychological damage to their minds. Yeah, again, Blueface grew up watching his moms fight with the men that she picked. And what messed him up even more was that his sister had to join in and fight one of her mom's lovers to get him off of her. And on top of that, his mom like checked him, rebuked him for not joining in and helping while he was 9 years old. That traumatized. The fact that he kept bringing it up, like, show that that traumatized and that messed him up. Be very careful. And for you ladies that might be single mothers and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. And for you brothers that have wives and wives that have husbands, be very careful with all the bickering and the back and forth, and try to ixnay all that fighting in front of the kids because that can traumatize them. As I brought out before, if I can find the video, I'll put it in the future show. One of the morbid facts that the Edomite guy that I'll be watching, what he brought out is that children that witness domestic violence at home, whether it's father and mother, their mother and one of her lovers, or a mom with her sister, or sisters, or grandmother and stuff like that. Children that grow up in domestic violence households, or household filled with domestic violence, have the same brainwave activity as combat vets, which is PTSD. Your children could get PTSD by constantly seeing, you know what I'm saying, their parent or parents fight all the damn time. Talking fist fighting, Mortal Kombat style, all the damn time. You got to be mindful of that. So, brothers, if you're in a situation where your marriage is going south with your wife, and it gets to the point where it's domestic violence, she want to start putting hands on you, you just got to chuck the deuces and leave. And if it gets too violent, or it gets too much where it's a consistent basis, you got to cut her off.
Cut that bitch off.
Cut her off. Cut her off. For the sake of your children, you might have to terminate that marriage. It is what it is. At the final point, under no circumstances do you encourage your child or children to disrespect the other parent for any reason at all. That is wickedness. That goes for parents, that goes for grandparents, aunties, uncles, guardians, foster parents, all of that. I don't give a damn the parent is on drugs. You do not encourage your child to be disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. The mom might be prostituting herself. Listen, even in the case where the dad might be just a deadbeat bum ass nigga, to spare the child's feelings and psyche, you might not want to have to be like, yeah, your dad's a bum ass. No.
Don't give a
It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't do that. Your dad strung out on drugs, or he went out and do something stupid, and now he's behind bars for 20 years. Don't throw that in the child's face. You know what I'm saying? If the mother is strung out on drugs or whatever, don't throw that in her face. Sisters, a lot of times y'all play, not all, but I'm pretty sure y'all know ladies that play this whole game with keep away. Because she can't get her way, now she want to detonate the marriage or detonate the relationship and want to keep the child far away from the father and make it virtually impossible for him to see his own child, to the point where he just dusts his, just, shake the dust and leave. So now you want to poison the child's mind. Your dad's all kinds of deadbeat. He never loved you, this, that, and the third. That's wickedness. Do not do that shit. That is wickedness. As you see, one of the last videos that I played, you know what I'm saying? Pops up. He trying to make amends, and the son is hitting him, and no one telling him to stop. Hey man, that's your father. Don't do that. No one's doing that. No one's checking him about that. So if you raising your children, listen, don't do that. For brothers, things go left. You divorce your wife, or you leave the mother of your children. You know what I'm saying? Do like what that father did. You know what I'm saying? The mom was on drugs. He didn't try to poison the child's mind against her. Allow her to still see her child, the child that they have together. All of that. Take the high road like that, brother. May the Most High bless that brother first and foremost. Let me get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it. It's a long class. Hope you guys are edified, and might be a part two, because it's always something that's going on with kids and child rearing. So this might be an ongoing series. I don't know when the next one's gonna be, but I'm gonna have another topic, most I want, next week. Salakia for the past couple of weeks. First week, maintenance doing construction in my room. Room was looking a mess. Couldn't do the show. Second week, I had something very important I had to take care of. Couldn't wait, and cut into the showtime. So that's just it. Before we go, I just want to show one last thing. I don't know if Mother Pora still here. 'Cause I know she's gonna love this. I know she's gonna love this. You know what I'm saying? And any Benjamites that know Patois, y'all gonna love this. Let me end this on a positive note of actually someone actually raising their child the proper way. All right. And the caption said, this is Benjamin in Jamaica, and you know what I'm saying? Like they asking this little girl, if she wants to put on like wig and eyelashes and stuff like that, and let's see what she says. And let me know if you guys can hear it.
You want to put on wig? Put on wig. I don't want to put on no wig. Why?
Hey. Let me know if you guys heard that. Let me know if you guys heard that. Like for those who don't understand Patois, basically they asked the girl like, do you want to put on like fake eyelashes? And the girl's like, no, I don't want to put on no eyelashes. And say, you want to put on no wig? No, I don't want to put on no wig. And what she said, she have pretty hair already. Let me play it again.
You want to put on wig? Put on wig. I don't want to put on no wig. Why?
Right, and that's how you that's how you're supposed to raise a child. To raise your daughters to love themselves, where they don't have to wear all this fake eyelashes and wigs and weaves and all this other stuff, tons of makeup and all the other stuff. So yeah, that's just it. Oh man, let me close out with number 6. All right, number 6 and 22. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And I shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. So that's just it. Hope you guys are edified. Slacking for the long show. Giving all thanks to the Most High. Yahweh Shalom Mashak Yahweh Shai. I'm still laughing from that last video. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're supposed to raise our children, to love ourselves, to love the way how the Most High created us, and to not want to, to change ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So hope you guys is edified. Giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Most High bless next week. Most High bless next week. Providing that there's no life hiccups I gotta handle. And you guys be blessed and enjoy the rest of your week. Shalom.